What's good, everybody? Okay, so, oh my god. Okay, something really interesting happened today. Let me just talk about it. Okay, I've had the worst stomachache since this morning. Well, last night because I didn't sleep. Why didn't I sleep? You ask. My sleep has been disturbed for some reason. I don't know. Maybe somebody cursed me or some shit. I don't really care about the sleep as much as I care about what happened after, right? I woke up. I mean, I didn't really wake up. I didn't sleep. But, I got out of the room that I was, in for the night, right? I, basically stay inside the room because I don't like to go and disturb other people. Because, I'm a very loud awaker. I like to talk randomly, have a whole conversation, have a whole situation with myself. I'm enjoying myself by myself, clearly, but that's not the point here. I woke up, I ate something, I'm really ready, I'm doing whatever I want in the morning, whatever, good, everything is great. I'd like for you to observe the fact that it's bloody hot. It's so hot. You know what, it's not even that hot inside my house. The problem was I opened the faucet. I was trying to wash my hands because, I was ready to eat. I'm hungry. Hi, Lore. How are you? I was trying to eat. The faucet is so hot. It was the kind of water you, the temperature of water when you want to warm it up, to, take a hot shower, a nice relaxing shower. But, imagine that on your hands in, the middle, it's not even summer yet here. But it's so hot, it's unbearably hot. I don't do well in the heat, so I hate it even more. And that's the kind of heat I had in my pants. And, okay, so maybe this is too much information, right? But I'm still gonna say it because it's pertinent to my story here. In India, we use bidets. We don't use toilet paper. So, imagine that kind of heat all up in your personal space. It's just not it. I was listen, this would be good if I wanted a hot shower. I just want to be in the bathroom in peace, please. Enough is enough, Oh my god, what do you mean your family keeps turning off the fan because they're cold? How is it cold anymore? Climate change has ruined the environment for us. It's so hot. I hate it. I can't even step out of the house in between the hours of 10 to 5 because it's so hot. I refuse to go out there and get heat stroke, basically, because that's what's gonna happen. So that's why I don't step out of the house. That's my official excuse and reason. Nobody convict me on this. Nobody quote me on this. My mom and my sister are pretty displeased with my behavior of seeking shelter from the sun inside my house. But it hasn't rained. Okay, so the thing with the heat or the summer months, or even coming to summer months, is that there's gonna be a lot of rain. Oh, they have bad blood circulation, but they should feel. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then they don't have enough heat in their bodies that's being generated by the blood. Okay, you know what, I'll accept that excuse from your parents, but it's still terrible to just turn out the fans in the middle of it's so hot. And oh my god, I'm proud of you for moving though. Moving is hard, okay? I'm very proud of you for moving, Lore. But yeah, it is so hot. Even if I just lay in one space where the ceiling fan is blasting down at my body, it's still so goddamn hot. Okay, another thing that happened related to the heat, right? So my grandmother suddenly decided that we should get 2 more air cons in our house, just replace the old ones. So we were okay, great, all is everything's great. I don't mind new air cons because that means I can have a better air con in my room and I can actually use it, because the one I have is 20 years old and you can't use it, right? So I'm really happy about it. But the downside is the people who came for installation, absolute nightmare. Yesterday, fine, he came, he installed one plug point and left. My man really said, I'm gonna do the bare minimum, and there's 2 air cons to install. It's just for my room and my mom's room. They're not even changing out that many air cons. He just has to install it wherever is the most convenient. We don't even care about how it looks. I don't move because I want to. I feel like, you know what, like, I'm proud of you for like doing that even when you don't want to, because, you know, being uncomfortable is a part of life, and the more comfortable you get with being uncomfortable, the easier your life is in the end. But like, also, it's so hot. I feel bad for the fact that they're making you go on treks and stuff. Like, I would rather go on treks in the winter, because it's too hot in the summer. Like, it's so hot, like, it's unbearable for me. I just melt in the heat. Plus, like, I have the thing, I don't know if I said this before or not, but I cannot see in like bright sunlight. Like, I'm basically blind. Like, it's not a good deal for me to go out in the sun without either a pair of like photochromatic glasses or sunglasses, because I will be, one, blind, two, melting straight up. No doubt. I'm going to be like, I will push through because I'm I'm really annoying. I know, right? Like, okay, I don't really care as long as they just finish up the job. But then, to continue on, right? He left after plugging, like, if putting in one plug so that the AC could be installed. Left. Today, some other random person came. I'm like, my mom is the one handling this. I don't actually have to care. But my mom is like, well, I'm not at home, so just like make sure they do their job, you know? And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm like, okay, trying to explain to this person, like, hey, like, this is where you're supposed to put it for the other room, my mom's room. My room, they like installed the plug so you know where the AC is supposed to go. But my mom's room, it's not decided. And he's like, well, you know, there's only this much space. It's going to hang down a little bit. I'm like, is it usable, like the AC? And then he's like, yeah, but like, what if your mom says like, no, that's not it? And I was like, do you think like, if my mom left me in charge, she doesn't trust my decision? Actually, I make a lot of decisions in this household. Like, unfortunately, I'm more of an adult than anyone in my house is. Like, not to say my mom isn't doing adult things. She is. She just becomes really childish when she comes around near me. And then she'll leave, like, be like, okay, you're an adult now, so you can do the decision making. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I actually don't care about that much. My point here is, he comes and I'm like, okay, listen, this house is temporary. We're living in like a temporary living situation right now that's gonna be temporary for like a short amount of permanent time. So like, I mean, like, for the next like maybe 1.5 2 years we're gonna be living here, but obviously we still need air cons and shit, right? So I'm telling him, listen, we do not care about how it looks. I just want the AC to be installed in peace. So he's like, no, the last guy came and he said something and I'm saying something, so you choose. And I'm like, what do you mean choose? Like, either you say you can install it or you can't. Like, there's only two options here. You guys are from the same goddamn company. Somebody gave me an answer. And I'm like, well, if you think he's gonna do his job or he hasn't done his job or he should be here, then you better call him, you know? And he goes like, no, the last guy was like, is on vacation today or something. And I'm like, what? So then why are you here? Why couldn't your company just call up and say, hey, the guy that was there for your job, like, he will come like a day later. You know, like, it's not going to be today. Why send someone who's not willing to do the job at all? And so I'm like, listen, you have two options. One, you install both of the things and leave. You know, like, we'll pay you and you leave. And then he's like, no, I'll install one of them and you pay me. And then I'll leave. And I was like, what do you mean? That's not the case here. I'm paying for two. I'm not paying for one. Obviously, it's a scheme for me to like, for them to like extort me or some shit. But then I was like, listen, if you don't want to do that, you can just tell me and leave. Like, don't waste my time. I don't have the time to waste, obviously. And I just like and then he spent 15 minutes. Might I add 15 whole minutes just like deciding what to do. He was on the phone furiously for 5 of them, and he just like was there talking to his like assistant, and then he comes in and then he's like, yeah, no, I can't do it. And I'm like, well, then leave. Thank you so much for your service that you did not provide. I did not say the did not provide part, unfortunately. I was just like, thank you, leave, bye bye, like, you don't need to be here anymore. And I was like, I'm pissed because why would this like person come here to not even do their job, you know? Like, it's really pissed, like, it really made me annoyed, because I was looking forward to the aircon being installed so I could finally go back to sleeping in my room. I haven't had a good sleep in the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I know, right? He sounds horrible, because it was. He just kept like trying to like be like, no, you do this, you do that. Like, I listen to him, listen to me. And I'm like, dude, stop beating around the bush. Just tell me what you want to say to my face. Like, stop like going here and there. Like, stop it. It's enough. Like, I'm good at this, but like, this is too much, you know? Anyways, so hopefully the aircon gets installed tomorrow and I don't have to give a single crap about it, because I don't want to give a single crap about it. I just want to know if the aircon's installed or not. The off chance that it doesn't get installed tomorrow is, tomorrow is another day that I will be slowly melting in the heat. But also because I don't actually need to like stay in my room 24/7. Like my mom, yeah, like obviously the person who's doing the installation is with a company. Like the company that is doing the installation is the company that you buy the aircon from. Like I don't know what the issue is, but it's like their company issue. I'm not gonna fucking meddle. They can do and solve their own shit. Like if he thinks he's so smart to try and extort like a 19-year-old, like I don't know why they would try to do that, but like whatever, company policy maybe. I don't care. I just want the aircon installed and they're never gonna show up to my face ever again. And that's better than finding a new company, because a new company might even make more of a mess, saying like, no, we're not gonna install the aircon sent by another company or some shit. I genuinely have no idea why it's like this, but it just is. And like, it's not my headache, it's my mom's. I'm just gonna be like, hey mom, you do your job and I'm gonna sit here and enjoy it. Why? Because I really can't help in this. Like I really cannot help. The aircons aren't even bought by my mom. My grandmother decided to buy them for me because she heard I was streaming. So she was like, well, she can't sit in the heat. And I was like, she never actually does this. She probably has a different reason. But apparently, according to my mom, this conversation about installing the new aircons has been going on since January. But like January, it wasn't like cold like it wasn't hot at all. So like it obviously dragged on till like March and April. So and then she was like, okay, yeah, like let's do it today. And then she got them delivered, and yeah, I'm as confused as you are. Okay, I was really surprised that it was all done in one day. My grandmother likes to drag things out so much. It's funny. But yeah, that was my stories from my own life today. But like genuinely, I do not recommend hiring people who can't do their job. Because like this guy straight up was like, no, I will install one AC, you pay me. But I'm like, bro, like the job here is for 2 ACs. I cannot pay you before you install 2 ACs. Like even if one person is installing one AC and the other person is installing the other AC, like it's not up to me to divide the money. It's up to you. Like just install the AC and leave, or just leave in the first place. Why are you making me do this? I did not care about that guy after he left, obviously. Like I'm not bothered by him at all. I just want to use this as an example and say, be cautious about who you work with. People are great, but people are also terrible. So yes, life lesson. Be cautious. Live your life freely, but like within limits of caution, which is just be careful. Like don't mess around with people who might not do good things for you. Okay, finally coming to the topic of what we're actually doing today is poetry writing. Funny story, I didn't realize that Tuesday was the poetry writing stream. I fully in my brain was like, yeah, it's a chatting stream today, I'm gonna have so much fun. I straight up was talking for like 1.5 hours straight until I finally realized, hey, it's not a chatting stream today. But what was done was done. So I was like, well, right now all I can do is just shift, make it look like I planned this all along. I did not plan it all along. But anyways, I'm kind of glad it was shifted to Friday, because that gave me a little bit more time to ask you guys for like prompts, which is quite nice. I do not want to use a prompt generator again. I feel like the last ones that we used from the prompt generator were just like a tad bit less interesting than the ones you guys come up with, and it's always fun to see what you guys want me to write about. But yeah, we have 8 prompts in total. Well, Lore, if you want to give a prompt right now, I will accept it. I do not mind. But we have 8 prompts in total, 4 from Soleil and 4 from Uni. and they're both so adorable. They actually, like, I didn't even realize that they both had sent me 4. I like completely, like, it once I finally started writing them down, I finally realized that they both sent me 4, and I was like, oh wow. Also, like, good news, there was a new person in our Discord server today. I don't know what they were doing here, honestly. I have never interacted with them in my entire life. But, like, I'm just glad there's a new person. That means, like, there's more people who are actually interested, and I'm very quite glad about that. But yes, I am. I know, like, oh my god. The prompt generator, I genuinely don't like to go and use a prompt generator most of the time, because, like, it feels very stupid, because half of the prompts are, like, really, like, niche, and something I definitely don't know what to, like, write about. Like, what do you mean I write about how something, like, I don't know, like, some very weird topic that I definitely don't know anything about. And so I'm like, well, this is unreliable. I would rather just ask my friends and then let them, like, give me prompts, and that would make my life easier. And I would really rather do that, like, because it's just more interesting to write poems about something that somebody else thought of, instead of coming in from a like a prompt generator, because prompt generators kind of suck. Except for okay, I don't know about you guys, but I like the ones that generate dialogue. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm writing that down. Oh my god, okay. Just to be clear, my keyboard is not functioning properly, and it just randomly is spitting out, like, random, like, not letters, but just, like, the hyphen. It just, I don't know why it's doing that. And I was confused, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we're just gonna also write down this one. We have, like, in total 3. Oh my god. Okay. I really like the music that's playing in the background right now. Again, like I said before, it's from, like, some weird. Wait, what's weird? Oh yeah, it is weird, isn't it? I have no idea why, like, only that one thing is happening. But the good thing is there's a warranty on the keyboard, so if I really need to, like, get it replaced, I will get it replaced. But it just depends on how fast I'm losing my patience for it. And it's quite fast. I'm getting really annoyed by the fact that it keeps doing that. I have to unplug and plug in the keyboard again and again for that. I feel like that's too much effort. I have no idea why that happened though, which, like, makes me really confused. I'm like, huh? Okay. So we have prompt number 1, 0-100 hours. We're gonna go, like, one prompt from, like, Soleil, one prompt from uni, and we're gonna do Lorelor's prompt, like, the 3rd one. Oh. I didn't even realize I typed 2 3s. Oh my god. Let me see. Okay, let me decide on the order of how we're gonna. Okay, you know what? Let's just do a random choosing. Like, we can just choose whatever feels right. I feel like talking about lazy days today, so let's talk about lazy days. When I think of lazy days, I just think of sleeping in. I've always been called lazy all of my life. Like, my father's family members were ruthless in saying I was lazy, like, all day, all night long. Even if I was doing something, they'd be like, "You're so lazy, you never step out of your room." That's because they were all really, really mean to me. Yeah, they were not good family members. I don't live with them anymore, thank fuck. But for me, lazy days were just being able to sleep in, because I never get to sleep in. My grandfather, my father's father, he's a real, like, family man for all the, like, in all the wrong ways. And he's like, he holds me and my sister to some impossible standards that he doesn't hold anyone else in the family to. So he used to, like, force us to get up early, because he used to be like, no, you guys have to do it, because like if you don't do it, who else will? Like, again, we're like the youngest in the whole family. I'm the oldest in my generation, but like there's another generation before me, right? They're like my aunts and uncles, and they're all older than me, but like he wouldn't hold them to the standard. He'd just be like, no, because you have to do it. I don't care what anyone else says, you have to do it. Like, he didn't even have a reason, he just wanted to be like oppressive. I think that's in my head. I think that he doesn't have a reason he wants to be oppressive. He never actually talked nicely to us, but for me, lazy days was always sleeping in. So I'm gonna start with sleeping in and then go sleeping out. Oh my god, it's doing it again. Hello. Hi. Sleeping in, sleeping out. Sleeping forever. Sleep not. I wanted to write like not, but like I wanted to be cuter. So I kind of want to wait. What is the meaning of not? I forgot. Okay, let's see if we can find the meaning. No, that's not a site, honey. Reload. Come on, give me the meaning. Hi, okay, it still does mean no or nothing. Yeah, I like not. I knew it meant something similar to what I wanted it to mean, but I was just confused for a second. I definitely feel like double checking is good. Double check if you feel the need to. Trust me, it's better than you losing your mind thinking, I know what I'm doing, and then feeling like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Just confirm your intentions are pure. There's really not much about pure intentions in poetry. By the way, I'm drinking caffeine-filled soda right now. I feel like I've said this before, but caffeine is really the only way I get, soda is the only way I get caffeine. Because I don't do well with coffee. It gives me a huge headache and a very bad stomachache, but like I need caffeine from somewhere, right? For someone like me who stays up all night for no reason, I need the caffeine. Soda is the only appropriate solution. I don't drink tea. I think like okay, so there's like this saying, like it's not really a saying, it's more like just generally it happens. If in India you start drinking tea, you're never gonna stop drinking tea, because like people drink tea like crazy. I've met people who drink like 7 glasses of tea every single day. From the second they wake up, they're gonna like start counting. I need the tea at like 9 a.m. Then like at 11 or 12 with my lunch. I need the tea at like 4. And like it'll just keep going, and they have tea all day long, and they're addicted to it. You know, tea is quite addictive. In India, it's like a big deal. If you drink tea, like you better be prepared to drink it forever, basically. And I also just don't enjoy the way that they make tea here. Like I like tea, I like it, but I'm not a big fan of using it as a source of caffeine. I enjoy it like for the purposes of admiring the tea and tea ceremonies. I have a love affair with tea ceremonies. I find them very charming and attractive, and I have always wanted to do like have my own tea set and do a tea ceremony. I aspire to, but tea sets are goddamn expensive, and my mom won't buy them for me. Why? Because she's like, you're not gonna drink that much tea, and she's absolutely right. No, I'm not gonna drink that much tea. I don't have enough people to admire the tea with. If you're questioning why my voice is doing that, it's because I took an impromptu nap and slept for an hour and a half straight before I started streaming. And my nose is blocked because I'm drinking cold things. Why am I drinking cold things? Yes, because it's hot. But yeah. We really said today is, by the way, it's 40 degrees Celsius. It's only April, and it's gonna get hotter in like May. So I think I'm okay if I get a cold right now. Have you seen a Chinese? Okay, I'm not a big fan of the Japanese tea ceremonies, but the Chinese ones I am a big fan of. I've never seen an actual Korean tea ceremony, but I've seen Chinese tea ceremony. For fuck's sake, it looks so fun to do all of the like the rituals and you know, like the intricacy, the ceremony, the ceremonious aspect of it, plus like the tradition that surrounds it. I really like history. I really like all sorts of things related to history, and I think the act of like admiring the tea is so different from what like you usually do, which is like tea has been like sort of degraded down from something that is like really big deal to like nowadays it's just like, oh, it's just tea, like what's gonna happen. But like I really like the idea of being able to like set out a special table for it and set out like, you know, you have like a variety of teas and you like choose carefully what is most appropriate, and then you like do your elaborate show. It's not really a big show, like some people do like a big show, some people prefer a small one. I think I would want a like a simpler, because it's less effort for me. But yeah, I would want it simpler, so I would just like do the simplest. It sounds like such a cool thing, because it is. Okay, honestly, you can see them on YouTube. I don't know what definitely means, but okay. I definitely recommend watching one on YouTube. They're quite nice. They're like very cute. Like they're very like how should I say, like literary youth type of thing, you know, like you sit there, you enjoy it, you talk about the world, and yeah. You discuss your thoughts over a cup of good tea. I just really want to do that once in my life. Like, it sounds so fun. Plus, like, there's a lot of like, I bet there's a lot of like you can go to places that like do tea ceremonies in like the store, and it should be quite affordable if you ever get the chance. Because like I know like you live in a place where that's available, so you know that's quite nice. Asian countries, fantastic work for the tea ceremony stuff. It's just there's really not a market for it in India, so like there just isn't any. It's not that it wouldn't be admired, it's just like there isn't a market for it. People don't like revere tea this much. They're just addicted to it like it's nicotine, you know, like it's cigarettes. Like they'll drink so many cups of tea a day that they'll be like worse for wear if they don't. But yeah, tea ceremonies are cool. I really like tea ceremonies. I feel like I also really like the cups and the I don't remember what they're called actually right now. The word just slipped my mind, but like the cups and the kettle and everything, they're quite nice. Plus like I also like Western tea ceremonies. If you guys like, it's just like a tea party situation, like, you know, a high tea. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, I don't know if like you've ever even seen, because I have encountered the vague hint of one where it's like you get the tower of like little snacks you can have with your tea, and so like they bring you like in really fine china and like really nice cups and teapots and stuff like that. And even Western ones are quite interesting. They're definitely not as intricate and as thoughtful or like as good for discussion with your friends and stuff like that. I also think that they're like way more my keyboard is doing that again, so I'm gonna like briefly pull out the thing so that it doesn't disturb me. Yeah. Also, my monitor just like blanked out for a second. Why? I'm just gonna press backspace on that. Yeah, thank you. Anyways, even if my keyboard does that, like I'm not gonna pay attention to it. Just ignore it. I beg. Okay. But yeah, Western tea ceremonies are like, they're not really tea ceremonies. They're more just like tea parties. So you have like this 3-tier like dish that has it's not food, by the way. Like I'm talking about like the thing that is carrying the food. And you have like tiny pastries. So like basically finger food, but like more upscale. Like you have cucumber sandwiches and little like tiny pastries you can just pick up and eat with your hands and be like, oh, ooh, this is so fun. Those exist, by the way, and they happen to be usually in upscale like hotels and stuff. So you'll see them happening in like really like big hotels. They have their own like little tea ceremony situation happening. I know there's a lot of those in America. Why do I know this, you ask? Because I again, I had like a brief period of time where I was very obsessed with having tea, where I was going to force my mom to buy me a wide variety of tea that she didn't want to buy me, because her friend had a lot of the teas I wanted. So she was like, why don't you go and try them and see like if you like those teas? But the problem was, the friend that she was talking about is a friend who antagonizes me, not really as she's just like kind of abrasive. I feel really uncomfortable with her. Like, I've known her all of my life, she's great, but I just feel like awkward because like her daughter and me have not had the best relationship ever. Like, there's a period of time where we were friends, but then it was so fake that I could like smell the fakeness from a mile away. But yeah, but then this is a friend that's pretty close to my mom. But then she was like, why don't you just go and try it at her house, like tell me which ones you want, I can ask her to get it for you, like obviously I would say no because I don't want to go to their house. Yes, we're pretty close in terms of, yes, I've like had food with their family, I've like almost stayed over there at their place for a bunch of times. We used to live in the same building, now we don't, but like still I don't like her, so I don't want to go and like get tea from her. But my favorite tea of all time is jasmine tea. There was a period of time where I had like this huge jar of jasmine tea, and I would drink it every single night before bed, that I couldn't even sleep without it for a while. And then I just really love jasmine tea. And in Malaysia, when I was staying there was like this bottled jasmine tea that had the most beautiful aroma, and I just was so excited whenever I got to have it. It was really cheap too. The big deal was like it was cheap and it tasted so good, and I was like, hello. I'd never had like iced or like cold jasmine tea before. I usually only drink it hot, right? Because like it's jasmine tea, and if I'm brewing it fresh with like really nice like tea leaves, why would I want to leave it to get cold? But then I had it like cold from the fridge in the bottled version, and it was just so good. And I was like, who knew the fragrance and the flavor like intensifies so much when the tea gets cold? Maybe it's even brewed cold. Maybe that would explain why some of like the sweeter taste of the tea like really seeps through. Why am I talking as if I know a lot about tea? I really don't know a lot about tea. I just really enjoy learning about new things, especially when I'm interested in them. Like, I think some of the things that motivate me the most in life is like just being able to do whatever I want. I'm not gonna lie, that's like basically half of the motivation for the shit I do in my life. I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy, like I'm really thankful and like really really lucky to have like family members and friends who support my life like this. They're just like okay with it. But like I genuinely haven't met that many people who are okay with like this kind of behavior, because they're always like, no, you have to have a goal, you don't have to do it for somebody, like your motivation must be more than like fun and shit. And I'm like, no, it is because I want to have fun in life. What do you think I want to do with my life? Like, I want to just have fun. I want to have fun with my friends, and I would do anything for that, honestly, but yeah, I spent another 10 minutes just talking. Let me just plug my keyboard back in and hope that it doesn't do that, because I really just don't like the fact that it does that. It's like quite difficult. And then we can keep writing. Sleeping in, sleeping out, sleeping forever, sleeping not. Sleep that escapes. Sleep that's denied. The ultimate lazy day. Oh, okay. The ultimate lazy day that I can't deny has sleep granted relief from the highs. Yes. I'm going to be asking the person who basically who provided all the parts for the PC to send me a replacement for the keyboard, because I'm sick of it. It's quite annoying to have this happen over and over and over again. Especially since I can't fix it. Like, if it was fixable, I wouldn't really care, because I would just be like, oh, it doesn't matter, let me just, just like you know, like whatever, do whatever and make sure like it just finishes, like it doesn't you know, like it doesn't interfere with my work. But it's not even fixable. It just happens randomly. There's no like actual anything to it. And that's the problem with it. I'm like okay with the fact that there's a problem with the keyboard. I'm just not okay with the fact that it's not fixable by me. Like I'm sure I can send it to like their warehouse or whatever, and then they'll be able to fix it for me. But then I'm like, why would I do that? Like it should be able to, like, either it shouldn't be a keyboard that malfunctions that fast, because my PC hasn't even been there for that long. It's been like what, a month and a half since it came. So if there's something wrong, it's because the product they sent is defective, not because I did something to it. Plus it stays so carefully because no one wants to break and shit near my PC. I don't even eat on the same desk as my PC. I only ever have water and some soda, and I've never actually dropped water on my keyboard, so it's okay. Oh wait, there was this one time, but it was at the edge and none of the water touched any of the keys, so it shouldn't matter at all. But next poem, fried chicken. When you think of fried chicken, right, I don't know what other people think, but I just think I've never tasted it. Like I've had normal chicken and I hated it, but I've never had fried chicken. And people rave about fried chicken, like, oh my god, fried chicken, like it's so crunchy, it's so crispy, it's like so good, how can you like not like it? And I'm like, I've never tasted it, but I just didn't like chicken when I had it. And I tried it more than once, by the way. Like I was like adamant to see if maybe, like, because I tried chicken at the wrong place, because my best friend me went out one day, and she was like convinced that this was the day I had to try chicken, right? So she goes and orders KFC, and she's like, you should take a bite out of the food I ordered. And I was like, okay, but like it's KFC. And she's like, yeah, it's good chicken. And I was like, okay. And then whenever other people hear about this incident, they're like, what do you mean you had your first like experience of chicken from KFC? And I was like, yes. You ask like, why didn't I just say no to my best friend? Because I'm annoying. One, I actually didn't mind tasting it, because I was like, I'm okay with tasting it. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna have it. Like obviously that's the limit, is you tell me, I taste it, and then if I don't like it, I will spit it out and you know, live my life peacefully. And that day I didn't like it, and I was like, well, maybe it's because it's KFC, because everyone insisted KFC chicken sucks. So I was like, well, the second time I tried it, which was the last time I've had it ever, was in this like really upscale restaurant that I was with my cousins and their parents and stuff. And so there were a lot of people, and my cousins were like, well, we want chicken. Now, like, as a PSA, my family is vegetarian, so it would be really weird if we suddenly ordered chicken at a restaurant. But apparently my cousins had tasted some before and they liked it, so their parents were like, well, whatever you want to do, like whatever. And I was like, well, okay, I want to try a piece, because I was like, well, it's a really nice upscale restaurant, how bad could the chicken be? It tastes the exact same. It tasted the exact same. It was rubbery, it was stringy, it tasted like I was chewing on rubber bands. I'm just saying, I don't hate anyone who eats chicken, I just don't like chicken. I think it tastes weird. Plus I just don't like the way meat looks. Like it just makes me a little bit uncomfortable, because it looks gray and lifeless, and like I know people rave about the crust and like it tastes so good. Can't relate, I'm sorry, but it's okay. Like I'm not saying you change your habits for me, I'm just saying accommodate my food conditions, please. But yeah, so we're gonna write about the woe of knowing that fried chicken apparently tastes good but not ever tasting it. Me and chicken don't get along. That's why me and Goose get along, because you know, I would never eat chicken. Yeah. So, if Goosey ever sees this, know that I have stayed true to my words. I'm not gonna eat your chicken, Goose. Okay, fried chicken, right? We're just gonna start it as fried. Oh god, it started again. As fried chicken that I have not tasted. Okay, are you serious? Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, to be fair, this seems way more annoying than it actually is. It's not that big of a pain to just edit it out. It is that big of a pain. Fried chicken that I have not tasted, raved about the crunch, yet never wasted. Oh my god. Ah! What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean, Sir Keyboard? How dare? Okay, the keyboard is truly like making me annoyed. As who thought it would be just impossible, and I say impossible in all the right ways, to just like use it because it's like rebelling or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna rip out that key. Whatever. Deal with it yourself, key. I know, right? Like, but why only hyphens? Maybe it is developing a consciousness and it's trying to write poetry, and I believe you, lore, I do, but why just hyphens? How am I supposed to understand this false Morse code? You know, this unwritten Morse code. How am I supposed to be reconciled with this fake poet? Keyboard, Mr. Keyboard, you have truly disappointed me, and I had high hopes that since you oh no, the keyboard got angry. Oh no. Okay, wait a second. We're gonna have to unplug it because I don't have a choice here, you see. What? The keyboard actually got a little bit angry, I think, and then just decided, well, since you said it like this, honey, you're just gonna pay for your words. Look at that. It literally just yeah, okay. I did not expect that. That was really unexpected. I'm sorry, Mr. Keyboard. I didn't do it on purpose. I love that Lore thinks I'm so cute. I love you too, Lore. You're adorable, you know? You're like a very vital piece of sunshine in my room. Like, if I had to describe my life as my room, you're that piece of sunshine that I look forward to every single day. Maybe more than all of the other things I look forward to sometimes, because I feel like you understand a lot of things so well, but you're so like not judgmental about it. You're so nice to everyone. Like, I don't even deserve it half the time, but like you're so nice to me. It just makes me really, really happy to interact with you. You know? Laura, you're truly like just the most adorable person ever. But yeah, the keyboard is angry at me. We're gonna have to wait for it to calm down, right? I'm definitely getting this keyboard replaced. I cannot have this happen every single time I try to write something. Like, it will kill me. I will die. But yeah, on other news, I have a meeting today, right, with my lovely dearest producer Sterling, right, and two other people who are supposed to be, well, helping us out with the production process, because we're like, okay, listen, we're good at what we do, but we're not good at the things we don't know about, right? We don't know about them well enough to actually implement them actually properly, or like even help out on those things, because like we're not good at them. We're gonna mess up eventually. Like, however much you learn, you can't be as learned as a professional. So we asked some of our friends for help in mixing and mastering, and they decided that they're okay with helping. They're like, we want to finish this at like a certain amount of time. So I was like, okay, fine, but like we have a meeting today. I'm quite weirdly nervous, but also excited. I'm not really nervous because it's like I've known those people for a while. They're pretty okay. But if you guys hear the message I sent to them asking where exactly we're holding the meeting, because like I was asking which platform do you guys want to hold the meeting to, because we all know each other IRL. So I was like, well, do you want to just like talk on Google Meet or something, or just like on a WhatsApp call or something? But no, they were like, no, we're doing it on Discord, because me and Sterling have been doing every single one of our meetings on Discord. But I sent them this message. Hello, good fellows of Friendship Town. Formally asking where we're conducting this meeting, in parentheses, which platform. Me and Sterling usually just talk over Discord, VC, but other platforms are also an option. And then I sent 2 eyes. So just for context, I end up not doing all sorts of, like, I don't do these funny goofy things with people I know IRL, because I genuinely don't feel always comfortable with like being like this to them, because like, one, they're not like that tolerant, like they're not the kind of people I would actually hang out with. They're okay, but like we have some very conflicting views in like, for certain like subjects I'm not gonna bring up because it's quite controversial, like the subjects, not my views. My views are quite okay, all right. But yeah, we don't have like similar views for like a few of those subjects, so I tend to like just be like, I don't need to interact with them more than I actually, like, you know, I don't want to interact with them more than I actually have to, because like inevitably those kind of like subjects come up in topics of conversation whether you like it or not, right? Like politics and what you think about women and LGBTQ plus, QIA plus, like all of those things, they come into your conversation. They just like sort of bleed in the background, and you don't realize, but what you say about those, like, you know, what you actually think about those topics and what your views and standing on the matter is actually matters to your friends as well. Because like, I don't want to be friends with people who are like of a completely different state of being than me. Like, I mean, like, they think so differently that we cannot have the same thoughts. We'll forever clash on that, and they're forever gonna keep thinking. And that's to say, I'm saying forever as like a figure of speech, not actually saying that they would forever have the same views. Maybe they'll change their views, who knows. I'm hoping they do, because like some of their views are quite like not great and unvalid. I don't want to say what it is about, because I don't want to you know, like, I don't want to be mean, but I do think like some of our obviously, like, you don't have to agree with me, and you don't even have to agree with anyone. You can choose what you believe and what you don't. But the point is, if we're gonna be friends, I want to be friends with like-minded people who actually understand what I'm talking about, and I'm okay with that. Our relationship is mostly like through the connection of the fact that we went to the same college, and that we know each other IRL, and like we're pretty okay. It's okay to be friends with them casually, like not actually completely serious friendship, and I've been pretty open, I think, with that. I feel like my actions show way more. But like, I'm sincere in whatever I'm offering. I'm sincere. It's not like I'm giving you half of me and saying like that's all. Like, I'm saying this is what I'm giving you and this is what you'll get. And when I'm with you, I'm offering the part of me that is safe to offer. But yeah, it was a little bit controversial for me when I first heard what they said. I'm really happy that you liked that I wrote crunch. I usually take creative liberty very seriously, you know, because like when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, my English teacher, she was like, there's something called creative liberty, and that means a poet can like basically write anything they want. Grammar rules be damned, you know? And I took it really seriously. Some of the times I'm still like a stickler for how like the meter works or how the grammar works, and it has to make sense in terms of logic and you know, like English. And I'm like, English really doesn't make sense. It's okay if I use words that don't exist, because you know, if Shakespeare did that and he's still raved about to this day, why can't I? And you know, write better poetry, write better music. Plus, like, I feel like it makes sense when you think about the fact that you have to accommodate for the meter, and logically thinking might not always apply or give good results, you know? I love my English teacher even up till now. I don't know if I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I have a podcast, right? But this is my IRL persona. I'm not going to reveal it so very fast. If anyone ever finds that podcast, you're free to like give it to whoever you want, but it's just a podcast where I just like say random shit and like let it stay on the internet forever. I'm okay with that, because I really needed somewhere to like, at that stage of time when I did do that podcast fairly regularly, there's a few episodes, not really that many, but I want to go back into doing the podcast because I really like doing it. It was really fun. But yeah, I think like the rhythm, you decide what the rhythm is. Like, you don't have to follow a meter. Like, you know, people go like, oh my god, iambic pentameter, use that one is good. Like, you don't have to care about it. As long as you follow the rhythm of your heart, you're doing great. And Okay, going back to the podcast. So on that podcast, there was a whole episode about all the people, like basically some of the teachers that I've had before in my life. And I spent like about more than half of the podcast just talking about my English teacher and how much I love her. And then she listened to it and she sent me a message. She was like, "This is so sweet." Like, and I was like, well, this kind of is like a love letter to my English teacher. Who, she's really old now and she's probably gonna retire in a year or two, but I'm really thankful that my sister gets to learn from her instead of any other teacher, because she's truly fantastic. Like, as a teacher, she is one of the best teachers I've ever had. She's not only given me really a good grasp on English as a subject and a language, but also life, because she's taught us so much about living and being alive and what kind of people we want to be and how should we make decisions, like all sorts of stuff that sometimes we forget that teachers are supposed to teach us. They have like a very huge responsibility on their shoulders, and that also includes like being able to like teach their students to actually be good people. And I think some of the biggest things that she taught me in life, more than English and more than writing poems and creative, like writing essays, is that she taught me to be a good person and how to actually stay a good person. Because she's really a teacher who at first glance is super strict. But she said fuck in front of me and my classmate once in 11th grade. We were having an extra English class. Now, we have like a subject that's called elective English. I took it because I was like, well, it's elective English. What am I going to do? Fail at it? I did not fail at it, clearly. But yeah, at that point, it was kind of weird to think about her cursing. But let's be honest, teachers are human. They're going to curse. Maybe not in front of you, but they're going to curse at some point. But this was because the piece of work that we were reading, it's called Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and it has a lot of curse words. It has a lot of like 18 plus imagery going on. It has a lot of like insinuations and even like real actual like mentions of like sex stuff. So in that situation, you'd think a teacher would find it awkward, and she was like, "What? You guys want me to like blush and like giggle like a schoolgirl?" We're just like, no, but like we're both the people who were attending the class. 2 people, by the way. We were the only 2 people who took that subject in 11th grade. And we were both like voracious readers, and we still are, obviously, but like we both had experience with like fan fiction and like smutty stuff, so we didn't actually care about the fact that we were reading it. But the fact that our teacher was right in front of us and she was reading it out loud, we were appalled. We were like, who would have thought? But like, to be completely honest, I'd given this teacher a bunch of the books I've read, because I used to often share books with my teachers, and I would just tell them, "Ma'am, this is a really good book, you should read it," and they would. And a lot of the books I read, even at that age, had like some sort of like 16 plus content, and the teachers read it and they never said anything to me, and I was like, okay, this works. But like, that's not the case. Don't do that to your teachers. Don't go and recommend books to them. Don't go recommend books that have smut in them or allusions to smut. But I've done that multiple times, and it has been fine because all of my teachers knew I was so big on reading. Like, I used to take books with me into school trips. I would take like 3 books for 3 days because I would read a book a day. Even after all the checks and shit, I would still be able to finish a whole book because I'm crazy. Don't follow my examples. Don't do the things I did. Don't take like 3 books on a school trip. But like, I would sit with the teachers and I would talk to them and I would have a lot of fun. But my life experience is definitely different to anyone else's. That's not I'm saying. I'm not saying that no one else can have that experience, but I'm saying like, don't go looking for that experience. That's because I didn't have a choice, because no one actually wanted to talk to me. I have still no idea why, but the teachers were really nice. They were really kind to me, and they never actually made me feel like I wasn't wanted. Plus, I was a huge klutz, and I still am, and I fell in every single school trip at least like 50 times. So they would keep an eye on me, making sure I wasn't injured after I tripped like for the nth time. So I'd end up having to stay right next to them, making sure that they, like, you know, they'd make sure that I didn't get injured, and I'd make sure that I was having a fun time. And that included gossiping with the teachers, obviously, and it was quite a fun time. But that's to say, it's more fun to hang out with your peers. Don't go looking for companions you don't want, especially teachers. But yeah, I've had really nice teachers and then really shitty teachers. So I've had both ends of the spectrum, and I really do think having nice teachers makes a world of difference in your life, because you actually are giving motivation to come to like school and do stuff, or like go for this certain class because the teacher's nice to you, right? Oh my god. Okay, so in 9th grade, we had this school trip. Now, obviously, it's not like compulsory. It's like, it's not mandatory in any way. But whoever wants to go can go. And obviously, you have to pay for like this trip itself. Like you pay like a certain amount, and then you get to go on the trip, and you have fun. But the thing was, right, I went on the trip. I took books. I've had fun with my friends and everything. But I would end up getting stuck next to the teachers because, again, I was like a clumsy piece of shit. I literally felt so many times the teachers had to keep an eye out for me, and they would like constantly walk around with their hands out. It is true that it's super nice that I can bond with my teachers like this. I think it's also because my school was really small. So the teachers knew all of the gossip that the students had, right? Sometimes even before the students knew about it, the teachers did. So the teachers obviously knew what was going on with my situation, which was like I was highly isolated. So they were okay with just humoring me and my stupidity, and they were like appreciative of the fact that I still tried my best, even after the fact that like I kept feeling like I wasn't needed by my classmates, which is not true. My classmates and we all grew up together. So even if they were like absolutely shitty people to me, I still was like kind of defending them. Even right now I would defend them, because, you know, obviously you don't want to hang out with the person who's basically the most unpopular person, the person who's very publicly agreed to be the person you don't want to be close to because they're bullied and isolated. So if you are with them, that means you might get bullied and isolated. So it would be a big deal if kids would be able to do that, you know, with people that, you know, obviously like kids don't understand, they're scared of being alone, as is anyone. And so I would never blame them, but I just feel like the teachers knew, and that's why they like were so nice to me. But yeah, I do not recommend this to anyone else who actually like has people to hang out with, because it's not fun to talk to your teachers all the time, especially because like they all have the, you know, the thing of like, I'm your teacher, obviously like I'm supposed to give you advice if you say something, and they end up doing that even if they don't want to, because they, you know, they're older to you. And they feel like, oh, if you say something to them, it's not for the sake of venting, it's not for the sake of just talking it out like friends, but it's for the sake of asking them for advice. So they'll keep giving you advice, and obviously you don't always want that. Unsolicited advice feels like so annoying sometimes, right? But yeah, I forgot what I was actually talking about. I forgot what I was supposed to write for this. I had like a whole idea in my head. Okay, let's try to plug in Mr. Keyboard again. We've given him enough of a break. We must persevere. Okay, we're back. So, fried chicken is the prompt. Fried chicken that I have not tasted, raved about the crunch, yet never wasted. A morsel, a bite, a little bit of fried. A little bit of fried. Little bit. A little bit. Sir. Okay. Yeah, that works. A little bit of fried. Okay, what next? A morsel, a bite, a little bit of fried. The crumbs that fall. No, I don't like it. Okay. Fried chicken. Oh, okay. To be fair, I was just talking about how much people talk about chicken, and I just don't get the hype because I don't like it. But I understand that people have, like, you know, food preferences. I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna say them. Like, I really do think that chicken tastes like freaking rubber bands. Like, you know the rubber bands that used to tie up things? That kind of rubber bands. I don't know if it's just because I had overcooked chicken or just like the worst chicken experiences I could, but I just didn't like it. I'm okay with saying that very openly. So like, I was just saying that to say it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna write about it or not, but since might as well take a strange direction. Might as well take a strange direction towards this. Okay, again, fried chicken that I have not tasted. Raved about the crunch, yet never wasted. A morsel, a bite, a little bit of fried. A single finger dipped in fried. Oh, wait. Wait. What is another word for fries? Fries synonyms. Frites, chips, fries, French fried potatoes, bombs, frites. They all sound like okay, you know what? It's fine. Fritz. Okay, it's angry at me again. Why are you doing this? Hi, I have not sinned against you. Forget it. A little bit of fright. A single finger holding on tight. Yep. You know, you never know where poetry will take you. Such a strange direction. I've never had fried chicken, yet I am writing a poem about it. What have I done? What have I done? Okay. Again, I don't know if we're gonna end it here, but I feel like it needs to go on more. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, what is the purpose here? It stopped when I shook the keyboard, by the way. It's not stopped. It's not stopped. Okay, whatever. Fried chicken that I have not tasted. Raved about the crunch, yet never wasted. A morsel, a bite, a little bit of fright, a single finger holding on tight. Now, I'm not really sure what to write next, honestly. Okay, you know what? We are gonna talk about how many people say that it's so good. Hearing the calls of the public. Fight. This way and that way. That way, it must be fried. So many variations of this fried chicken, yet not one I admire. Okay, seriously, this is like actually quite annoying. Yet not one I admire for its height. Yeah, why not, you know? I don't admire fried chicken for its height. I don't understand why it's doing this. I'm gonna edit this because like it's so annoying to look at it like that. Seriously. Who decided that this was a good idea? Not the poetry writing, I'm talking about the keyboard being an absolute meanie. How could you do this to me, Mr. Keyboard? How dare you? I am your noble god. Yeah, let's just say I'm a god here. Okay, seriously, it's actually annoying at this point. I feel like there must be something wrong with the keyboard, but I have no idea what. Okay, this is impossible. I don't know what to do. I know, but like, what is it gonna do with my attention? Like, what is going to happen if I rip off the key, right? And I take out the thing that's like triggering it. Probably, I have no idea what's triggering it, frankly. So, but it's like still acting up. It's being a brat. But you see, I am not a brat anymore. I am in fact a brat myself. So I don't know why it's acting up, because I cannot help you, darling. What you need is somebody to put you in your place, is it? Oh no. Somebody stop me. This is supposed to be family friendly, by the way. Okay, yeah. I did it. I think. Not really, but okay. Yeah. Yes. I'm just gonna poke around. I'm gonna blow on the keyboard, so like cover your ears if you feel like it's not a good idea. Okay, the thing is, right, I have a Bluetooth keyboard, but my PC doesn't it doesn't like can't Bluetooth basically. So yeah. Well, I hope that helped. Yeah, that's all I can do for it right now. I sure hope that solved the problem, because if it didn't, I am not going to be the one who cares. Because honestly, it isn't bothering me that much. I just find it a little bit like bothersome to the point where I would think about getting it changed, but it really, I don't care because it doesn't affect me that much. Okay, I think I did something and I think it stopped doing it. Haha, I am so smart. Huzzah! I am God, yes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm writing 2 poems and I've talked for an hour and a half. Oh no! Don't do this. Mr. Keyboard, give me justice. Why are you doing this? At this point, I feel like if you were a fan fiction writer, you could write a whole story about me and Mr. Keyboard, you know? Like how I feel so much injustice. You know? This is just... I am your official Lord and Mistress, Mr. Keyboard. How dare you act up like this? Okay, seriously? I swear I thought I like fixed it because I blew the thing out. Like I tried to see if there was any dust and stuff stuck inside the thing itself, but I guess not, because it's just doing it on its own. I don't know why. It's okay. It is funny. You don't even have to feel bad. Even I don't feel bad. Okay, story time again. Because, like, you know, I'm kind of like a piece of shit at this point. Like, all I've been doing is just talking for the whole stream. I haven't barely written anything. But, like, it's okay because it's so much fun. Story time. When I had the first instance, or when I first was told about this keyboard malfunctioning, because it was my sister using it. My sister has this thing where she ends up, like, breaking stuff really easily. So we have like this thing going on her, and I don't break stuff really easily. I've had stuff that I've kept for like of 3-4 years that is like supposed to be broken in like 2 years. But my mom and me, like, and even my sister finds it really funny that like she starts breaking stuff really fast. Like in her hands, her phone will last like 6 months before she needs a new one. Obviously, we don't give her a phone every 6 months, but she wants it, right? So it's not like she does it on purpose or anything, but like when this happened, I was like, oh, it's because of you, because I was trying to make a joke and I was being like, it's because you touched my keyboard, that's why I started breaking. And then she started crying and I felt so bad. I was like, I was trying to make a joke, it's not really actually because of you. Like, again, we never actually blame her for breaking anything, we just think it's funny that it happens to be coincidentally with her when stuff breaks. And I don't think it's her fault at all. I was like, don't worry. Like, I know that the keyboard isn't breaking because you broke it. It's just broken, period. You know, like, no one did anything to the keyboard. It's like literally doing it by itself. I'm not even touching the keyboard at this point. You know what? At this point, I'm going to have to say, you guys, I am unplugging the keyboard again. Mr. Keyboard, you can rest in peace. I will be figuring out a solution. Right. To this. soon. Yeah. Hopefully, I can do it before I have to do another like writing sort of situation. Because it doesn't like actually make a big difference if I'm like playing a game, because it's not like I'm using this button. It's not like it causes an actual problem, right? Like, I actually don't care about that. But yeah, my sister started crying and I consoled her and I was like, it really isn't your fault. It's just the keyboard sucks. So they gave us a defective product. I'm not actually blaming you or even saying that it's your fault. Like, it really isn't. And just to clarify, I don't think my sister breaks things when it comes to her hand. Like, that's being so mean. I do not need to be mean to my sister. It sucks. I don't like to be mean to people I care about. My nose is so blocked right now. I think it's also because of the fact that I drank like a lot of cold drinks when it was so hot. I'm not gonna get sick, obviously, but like my nose is blocked. It's also partly because of the dust allergies I have that become quite severe, and they block my nose and they make me sneeze uncontrollably. It's wild. But yeah, I'm gonna like just keep talking for the next like I don't know how many minutes. Oh my god, what did you see? What was real course? I want to know now. Okay, that's... Laura, be cleansed by being here with me. Look at me more. I blow my nose, but not right now. I'm on stream. I feel like that's kind of too much information. I don't know. Did I give too much information when I was talking about my bathroom activities? But also, I feel like it was really pertinent to the conversation. The water was so warm. It really was, though. It was like to the point, the water temperature when you go and like switch on like the water heater to like take a really nice hot shower. It was that kind of water temperature. I was actually alarmed for a hot second. I was like, well, this does not bode well for us. As we have a... I am gorgeous. Thank you very much. Hex is a genius, you guys. Hex makes me so happy. Like, genuinely, I wake up and I feel so happy that I know Hex. And like, I know she knows this because I tell her really often. Like, I'll just go into our DMs and just like type I love you with no explanation, and she's gotten so used to it that she just like will just reply I love you too and leave it alone. But yeah, I feel like after you become like I get really close to someone, and then I start really taking stuff between us seriously. Like, in a sense of I treat relationships like they're freaking gold, right? I cherish them to the point where it should be a problem, right? I love how Hex uses color. I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite part of how Hex does stuff. Like, I love how she uses color, and I love how well her colors blend together, Again, I'm not really good at art, and like, it's not that I don't know how to draw, but I don't think I possess enough of the skills that's required or the patience that's required to actually draw anything properly. Hi, Sole. Hello. To be fair, I still don't really realize how to pronounce your name, just so we're clear. Like, I feel bad, but I am gonna say it out loud. I don't know if I should say Soleil, like, and the last L is silent, or Soleil, or just give you a nickname. How does Soul sound? I think Soul sounds really cute. I don't know if that's the name of another VTuber or not, but like, it's your nickname now. I don't make the rules anymore. But yeah, hi Soul. But yeah, I really like the way. Oh no, why? What? Why do you feel bad? Oh my god. Don't feel bad. I love that you type long sentences. It makes me so happy. I love seeing your name pop up on my chat box. Like, although like I'm literally on the YouTube page, so I'm following the chat as it comes on YouTube and not as it comes on like the screen, which is probably what I should be doing because it makes more sense like that way. But I don't care. I just want to do whatever I want. But yeah, I really love the way Hex uses color. I think like in some ways it makes me more happy to see the way the colors is used, because like it just melds together so effortlessly. Like it looks so good. Like it makes so much sense together. Like the colors she chooses are truly like colors I actually enjoy looking at. It makes me very happy. Like if you guys see, like there was this day where we were having a meeting, right? And we were just sitting, and she was doing her work and I was doing my work. And meeting had finished, but we were just like in the same VC, and we were just like talking while also doing our own things because we had to finish work. But we just wanted to finish it too, because we wanted somebody to be there so that we could be like, like we could be accountable. Yeah, it was literally for that reason. But she was taking a break while I was still doing something. And in the break, she just doodled a bunch of like random tiny ass doodles that looked so cute. I'm gonna ask her if I can show it to you guys, but it was just so adorable. Like all of them noodles and freaking adorable doodles from like previous conversations. So like stuff that we talked about came through in those doodles, and I just really liked the way that she used colors in those doodles. Like it was so simple. Like it wasn't even like complicated drawing that had a bunch of like tiny details that no one would actually see, but makes me so happy. Like even my model has like heart-shaped chains. Oh my god. But even my model has heart-shaped chains, like actually tiny heart-shaped chains that she went and like I was like, listen, you don't have to draw the heart-shaped chains at all, like this is too much detail, you don't need to do this much work. And she was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And I was like, I'm glad that she's my best friend, but also like, why is she so stubborn sometimes? Because I felt really bad for giving her this much work. I still feel bad for giving her this much work. Yeah, I just feel bad in general. I feel like she just tells me constantly to stop feeling bad about things, but I can't help it. I feel guilty about the weirdest things. Like I feel guilty sometimes about like having less stuff to do than the rest of my friends. Like if everyone is busy and I'm the only one who's free, I'll feel like, oh my god, they probably feel like so annoyed at me that I'm like free and they're not, you know. And this is all in my own head. No one actually ever said that to me, but like I overthink and decide that this is probably what they think, and no one actually thinks that. And it's quite clear to me, like I'm aware of that, but like I always go to that first before I go to like the idea of like no one actually is thinking that. They're happy that I have time to rest and I have time to like recuperate. They're probably just like, I also want that, but like not to the point where they would be like, oh my god, she sucks because she's resting and we aren't. Which again, yeah, I have a lot of issues, honestly. I should probably be okay with them by now, but it's not so simple, is it? Also, if anyone is worried that I'm not drinking enough water, I am. So yes, please do not be worried. I promise I am drinking. Okay. I lost my train of thought by saying drinking like 4 times. But yeah, I'm drinking enough water. But yes, as I was saying about Hex, she just makes me so happy. I said it like in a way that she was like my significant other, but she's more important than a significant other. She's one of my best friends, you know. And I only have 2 best friends to date. I would love to have more, but I feel like I can't take the responsibility. But one of my best friends has been my best friend since like 7th grade. So like technically we kind of grew up with each other, but like she and me, like we're both very similar people and we understand how the other thinks. So we know like whatever happens, this friendship is not gonna break because like we both know way too much about each other's lives to like get rid of each other at this point. Like we're in too deep. And like that's not the case with Hex, right? She is not into deep. She could decide one day like, hey, Mew kind of sucks, I'm gonna like tell her to fuck off, and I would have to be okay with it. I would not be okay with it, by the way, but she wouldn't do that, I know, because she would like give me like either like be like, this is what you're doing and this pisses me off and you should change it, or be like, listen, I can't be friends with you anymore because of these reasons. And I would accept them because they're actually like, you know, she makes sense. What she says is right. That is to say, I'm not saying I agree with her unilaterally. I kind of do. But can you blame me? She makes a lot of sense. But she's not hurtful, like in the way that she would just like one day decide, I don't like you, like, she can decide that, and she should if she feels like the need to like leave somebody, but she wouldn't just up and leave without giving an explanation to the other person, because that is really hurtful and unnecessary, you see. But yeah, she's really nice to me. I don't get it. She's really, really nice to me, and I don't get it at all. And if anybody's confused, why am I not writing? Because Soul came after my whole keyboard shenanigans stopped, because I unplugged my keyboard. But my keyboard was acting up in the way I will explain to you. How should I explain to you without showing you? This is what it was doing. It just, yeah. So yeah, that's what it was doing, and that's why I stopped like using my keyboard. I wrote exactly 2 poems. If you want to hear them, I will perform them for you. I feel bad that I didn't get to do the challenge that you set, and even like Lor's poet prompt, but well, next time, I promise. I'm gonna fix this keyboard by hook or by crook, you know. But the one that you sent, the prompt lazy days, I wrote sleeping in, sleeping out, sleeping forever, sleeping not. Sleep that escapes, sleep that's denied, the ultimate lazy day that I can't deny. Has sleep granted relief from the highs? Again, I have no idea what this actually means, but it sounds good, so I don't know what I was going for here, but I do know that I feel like I delivered what I was going for perfectly. Oh, okay, to be fair, I think if you really cannot explain yourself, it's completely fine to just up and leave. But for me, my relationship with Hex is really entrenched in communication. So if she suddenly just up and left, I would immediately break down. Hi, fishy. But yeah, like, I would break down because I'm really insecure about relationships. Like, to the point where I constantly overthink what I'm saying and what I'm doing. So it takes a lot for me to actually decide, like, okay, it's finally time for me to move past like somebody, because like I will keep thinking about what I've done wrong for them to suddenly up and leave. But like for me and Hex, it's like she will tell me if I've done something that she finds annoying, that she finds has hurt her, and I will try to do my best to do the same. And the problem with not having that kind of communication, like, I'm not talking about like strangers, by the way. Like, if you meet a stranger that makes you uncomfortable, you should cut them off immediately. You do not have to entertain them and give them reasons as to why you've decided to not talk to them anymore. I'm talking about people you know for a very, very, very long time. And for me, Hex, I've known her for a very long time. I feel like we've known each other for a very long time, even though like physical time wise we haven't. Oh my god, why do you guys feel bad? This is just this is what I think. Listen, there's nothing bad about ghosting people. There's just, I am really scared of messing up my friendships, and Hex knows that, so she wouldn't intentionally do something like that. That's what I'm talking about, by the way. I'm not saying that people haven't came and talked to me and felt like we were friends, and then they just left because they didn't want to be friends with me anymore. They didn't give me an explanation, but like, only I'm talking about my relationship with Hex specifically, that our communication, like, our relationship needs that communication, or it would just completely break down. We both misunderstand the other person too easily, especially me. Like, I will take anything at face value if it concerns like what you think about me, or if like our friendship is going to get, you know, dissolved at some point. I will take it at face value. I will try to please you. I will try to do anything to make sure that you don't like stop being friends with me, because I'm very dependent on you. But like, Hex knows that, so she wouldn't intentionally just up and leave because she has fun with it. And if she does that, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's not that I think just upping and leaving and ghosting someone is bad. It's just, do you know what kind of person you're ghosting, and if it's gonna hurt you more than the other person? But like, on my side, I don't actually care if I get hurt or not, as long as Hex isn't hurt. And she is annoyed at the fact that I'm like that. Okay, to be fair, I've had my fair share of time having no friendships, having basically no one to talk to except for my friends, except for myself. I met my friends as in, like, I consider myself my friend, okay? I have a bunch of muse in my head. They dictate my daily life. They act like they're the queens of my world, because they kind of are. I cannot function without them anymore. It's just impossible. That's why we have the muter. That's why we refer to them collectively, because there's a lot of mutes. They're all fucking annoying. They all like to think they're the best people in the world, and they kind of are. But yeah, I used to avoid making new friends at a point of time in my life because I was scared that these new people were gonna hurt me. But the thing was, I was more concerned about having friends because I just didn't see any path in life if I didn't have friends. Like, I was just like, well, if I don't have friends, what am I doing? Like, family sucks. I'm saying family doesn't suck. I just mean, like, you need friends of similar ages, of people who are like-minded to you. Family isn't always going to satisfy the need that you have for friendship, for communication, for like meeting new people. And so you need friends, obviously. And my insecurity comes from like a lot of time where I spent like school days alone. I would be alone at home. There was this one time, and this isn't even something I remember, but there was this one time, apparently, according to my aunts and my grandmother, I spent 13 hours in front of the TV. And no one stopped me. No one in my family thought like, hey, there's something wrong with a kid spending 13 hours in front of a TV. I don't know when this happened, honestly. I don't remember much of my childhood at all, except for like really weird situations where like makes no sense, you know. But apparently I spent 13 hours in front of the TV. No one stopped me. No one thought it was weird that I was just a kid sitting at home watching the TV in front like for 13 hours straight. And I would frequently just stay home and read. Like in 5th grade, I think it was the worst because I would like come home from school and I would just take the book that I got from school, because we had a library in school, obviously. It's a small library. I read a lot of the books there, enough that I thought I covered the whole library, which I kind of did. Not gonna lie. But I just came home and I read the same book 4 times. Same day, by the way. Same book 4 times. Just done. And I was like, well, I have nothing to do. I'm insecure because people frequently would come and try to be like, I would go and try to be friends with people, and those people would entirely up and leave without giving me any explanation at all. And since I was so young, I didn't really know better. I didn't know how to protect myself from other people's bad intentions, whether they had any or not. Like, whether they had bad intentions or not, their actions hurt me, and I would rationalize their actions to like defend them, but never really defend myself and understand that I was also getting hurt in the process. So I've always been super insecure about relationship, especially when it comes to friendship. Like, maybe not as much as to family, because I've always like felt really secure in my relationship with my mom and my sister, who I really care about. Everyone else can, like, you know, I don't know, go suck a non-existent penis. I don't know. But I've always only, like, my insecurity in relationships only happens in friendships. Like, I don't really even care about romance as much as I talk about how much I want to have a boyfriend. It's morely like, it's very much like very superficial to the point where I just want like the sexual, like physical aspect of it, and I do not care about the rest of it as much. But then again, I know all good relationships, whether romantic or like familial, are built on good friendship type of relationships. So for me, friendships are the relationships that matter the most in terms of taking care of those people. And like, for me, it just feels like it ends up being like I'm trying to please them. And so it becomes like sort of a you take me for granted situation where I don't realize how many chances I give someone when they keep hurting me. And it happened a lot when I was younger, but it's like way much better now, because I actually know how to protect myself. Isn't that fantastic? Mew learned her lesson. But yeah, my relationship with Hex is intrinsically based in communication, because if we didn't communicate, I don't think we would be friends at all. I want a boyfriend, but not for the reasons that other people want a boyfriend. Like, I want a boyfriend because I want the physical aspect of it, like the sexual side, the whole holding hands and kissing on the street type of shit. But I don't really care about the over like confessing our secrets to each other, or, you know, like, whatever. I don't actually care about it that much. Plus, like, I only actually like one person, and I feel like every single time I try to like someone else, I'm cheating on that person. So even though we're not a thing, it just feels wrong. So I just have stopped liking people for the time being. until I get over said person, which I don't actually care about. Like, if nothing ever happens in my life with another person, like romantically, I wouldn't care. I would just satisfy my own desires like I've always done. Plus, like, I value friendships more than any other relationship in my life, and it's quite obvious even to my family. Like, my sister and my mother know how much, like, I go above and beyond for my friends. I'm really bad at stopping my, like, yeah. Oh my god, okay. I feel like I agree with you. Like, I just think it's burdensome to, like, invest that much time and energy in someone and, like, have the possibility of breaking up. Like, if I'm going to get in a relationship with someone, I want it to be, like, sure thing, like, we're it, you know? I don't want to waste my time. Like, I'm okay with, like, going and having multiple relationships, but that's on the basis I actually like that many people, and I don't like that many people. I haven't liked anyone in the last, like, 4 years. It has been, actually, maybe, like, the last 5 years. It has been a while since I've actually had a crush with someone, which sucks. I actually like the feeling of crushes. Thank you very much. I enjoy them. But it just hasn't happened in a hot second, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I value friendships more than anything else. Like, if I was not, like, if Hex was a guy, I would be in love with her. No, like, there's not even a single second that I would wait to just go and confess to be like, I will love with you. We should be together. Hex is, like, my ideal person, to the point where I am scared of, like, how similar she is to, like, the kind of people I want to hang out with. Because, like, I don't know. Again, like, I'm not gonna, like, break down and, like, kill myself or something. Oops. I'm sorry. I should not have said that. I'm not gonna go and, like, do something stupid if I stop being friends with Hex ever. But I don't think it's, like... I also cherish my other best friend, who is, like, also really important to me, whose life also, like, who we both agreed that we're both, like, very heavily dependent on having each other around. Like, we're both confidants to the point, like, we are actually, like, yes, we're best friends forever type of shit. You know, like, we cannot have that kind of breakup. Like, I cannot die before her. She cannot die before me. Okay, to be fair, she can die before me because I would probably take it way better than she does. And, like, if she dies before me, but basically I cannot die before any of my other friends die, apparently. And this has been told to me multiple times. Hex was like, you can't die before me. Like, I don't allow it. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, this is unfair. Like, what do you mean you can die but I cannot? But I will listen to them in unfairness. I said it to her also. I was like, this is unfair. Like, this is not fair. You should not be telling me that I can't die before you. I know this, like, argument sounds wrong, but, like, this is in relation to my previous life plans. And my previous life plans, to give, like, a context, was I would work till 23, enjoy my retirement till 28, and then, like, I don't know, disappear or die. Either of those two things. And that would just mean, like, I don't exist in anyone's life for that period of time ever again. And I've had this, like, thought for a very long time, right? It only stopped because both of my best friends were like, nope, that's just not gonna happen. I don't care what you think, it's just not gonna happen. And I was like, okay, well, haha, it doesn't matter then. If, like, my friends aren't gonna agree to it, I just feel uncomfortable keeping going with this thought. Again, that's why I meant, like, I'm very, very, like, very easily can turn into toxic friendship, toxic relationships. Plus, I'm, like, really, really possessive, and, like, jealousy based feelings come quickly, even though, like, I try my best to not let it rule my thoughts. But then again, I'm, like, a very, like, yandere coded person who's gonna be like, oh my god, how can she do this to me? Like, how dare she do this that we did with someone else? Like, we're the ones who did this. Like, I'm quite prone to stuff like that. But I don't usually show it because it's not necessary. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy. Also, because I try really hard to not go crazy because of stuff like this. Like, I think it's a bit antagonistic if I do stuff like that. Plus, I do not want to actually make my friends uncomfortable to the point where they feel, like, weird hanging out with me just because I'm, like, a possessive piece of shit, you know? So I don't do it, obviously. But then again, like, as long as I have an outlet for it that's healthy, I don't think it's a big deal. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, obviously. So yeah, good friendships rely on communication. Whatever kind of communication you feel like works for you, honestly. For me, explaining every single thing I do works. I'm always so scared of people like misunderstanding what I'm trying to say or do. So that's why I feel the need to over explain. Like, I will go ahead and explain every single action that I have done or every single thing I've said, because I feel like they're gonna misunderstand me and then they're gonna like think extra and then they're gonna hate me. And my problem is I like to connect everything to it will end with people hating me. And that's why I said, like, it's quite common for people to be like, I don't want people to dislike me. And that's because you obviously do not want people to dislike you, right? Like, it's completely normal to not want people to dislike you. Like, it's okay, you want people to like you. It's good. It's okay. Like, it's not gonna change shit for you, but like, it's completely normal. If that's what you're worried about, everyone is like this at this point. Oh yeah, because you said it's good to be self-aware, I'm too self-aware. I've been rationalizing. No, it's okay. You're not being passive-aggressive at all. I don't feel like you're being passive-aggressive at all, by the way. But if you feel like you're being bad at communication today, don't worry. Because you can be good today and tomorrow and day after. And you have endless amounts of time. Genuinely. Lorlar, you are such a nice person. And sometimes I feel like I can't be that nice. Like, I'm inherently, not really inherently, like, I try my best to be kind to people, but like, I'm really judgmental and really take like things, really stupid small things really seriously. Like, there was this time where somebody annoyed me because they would keep talking about the same problem and they would ask for advice but take no one's advice at all. Like, they'd be like, oh no, what should I do? But like, would take no one's advice at all. Like, they'd keep going around asking for advice, sharing their story, or like talking about this and that, and then they would just never take anyone's advice. So I would get really annoyed. I'd be like, I'm not hanging out with this person because they just piss me off. Because they ask for advice, and obviously you're not entitled to take anyone else's advice, but then you say agree and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do exactly what you said. You don't do anything of that sort. Because then why say it? Just say like, hey, I wasn't asking for advice, but what you're asking for is sympathy. You want everyone to feel bad about your situation, which is why I don't like people like that. And the unfortunate situation is there's a lot of people in the world like that. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about this kind of people. I'm going to say, Lorlar, actually not bad at communication. I don't think you were being passive-aggressive at all. But yeah, if you feel like you're being passive-aggressive, it's okay to over-explain yourself. Honestly, it's better than just keeping it in your heart and feeling bad about it. Like, at least something that I learned from just giving all of the things that I don't think I can say in my normal message in like parentheses in brackets is that, like, my friends are not gonna think I'm crazy, because I cannot possibly be more crazy than I already am. Like, we're all crazy here. Like, fortunately, we're all crazy here. And no one's gonna be like, hey, Mew, you're kind of weird for like putting all of your subtext in like brackets because you don't think you can put them in the actual message. And the subtext is just me explaining like, okay, this is not supposed to mean this is what I actually mean. Like, this is actually like this. Yeah, so like these are my thoughts that I've been like info dumping on you. I'm nice. I feel really thankful that my friends are actually like reading that shit. I would be like, what? Why would you read that? I don't think people actually read that, but they do. People notice stuff, and I am every single time astonished. I'm like, huh? Oh my god. I feel like I'm just holding a chat show at this point. Like, this is a podcast, but I'm the only person speaking. Again, I don't really actually mind that. I find myself speaking more my thoughts when I'm alone by myself. If I pretend I'm alone, I'll start being so much more yabai in like 2 seconds. But again, like I said before, that it's like sort of quite like intrinsic for me to like filter what I say, because I'm really scared that people will misunderstand what I'm saying, or I would try to cushion everything I say to be nicer. Hex frequently calls me out on it. I'm not gonna lie, I do it mostly on purpose. I don't even know how to stop it anymore. I just do it like completely unconsciously at sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be conscious about it because you're talking about sensitive topics. You don't actually want to hurt anyone, but like it's so normal for me to just like cushion what I'm saying to fit so that other people don't get hurt from what I'm saying. Even though it's not like I'm trying to be hurtful. I'm just trying to be honest. But I'll make it like complicated for myself and like have all these mental gymnastic situations where I'm like doing extra thinking and working hard to make sure the other person doesn't misunderstand me in the slightest. But obviously I don't feel comfortable doing the whole info dumping. I'll put all of my thoughts that I can't say in the actual message in like the subtext part of the message. Okay, again, like this is wholly in my mind. I am aware that I'm probably not being hurtful, but I feel like I am, so I will go through extra steps, do all this extra work just to make sure that other people don't actually think I'm being hurtful like I do. Again, like I feel like you guys reassure me of this a lot, and that's really nice of you guys, but like I am probably somebody who works more with the boiling the frog in the warm water method. Or if you slowly manipulate me, I will believe you. Probably won't even catch on it. I'm quite obstinate, and I'm quite oblivious as well. The best combination. Because you could totally fool me if you got me used to what you were saying. But if you say it like this, I'm like, I have a tendency to not believe and be like, you're just trying to flatter me or whatever. That's not true. I believe you, Fishy. I just don't consider myself a nice person sometimes. Like I try my best, but I don't always consider myself a nice person because I think like I'm really judgmental, and I'm fussy about the stupidest things sometimes. I'll be fussy about something someone said like 5 years ago, even right now, because I can be fussy and it pisses me off that they said it, you know? It doesn't even have to be related to me, by the way. There was this time I was like, again, so hey, we have more in common than we knew. But again, we're both nice people, aren't we? Or else we wouldn't be friends. Let's be honest. No one wants to be friends with not nice people. I like almost hiccuped right now. This is a weird sensation. It was half a hiccup, but it was just stuck in my throat. Like it was such a weird way to hiccup. Never gonna happen again, hopefully. But yeah, like I said, we're just, if we weren't nice people, to be honest, we wouldn't have friends. So like in my head I know that and I can rationalize that, but like in unconsciously I cannot like rationalize shit. I'm gonna keep being like, oh my god, I hate those internet tests, you know, like I don't think they make sense. You can't be a good person if you don't try to be good. So as long as you're trying to be a good person, you're a good person. That's what I believe. And that's why, like, even though I keep saying I'm a bad person, like, I know, like, logically, I'm not an actual bad person. Like, I just do bad things. Sometimes I make mistakes, as everyone does. And I have my flaws. And that's completely okay. So I don't actually mind it that much. I just think it's really weird to keep insisting, okay, that to be a good person, you have to believe that you're not a good person. Because that's not true. If you don't, like, okay, there's a lot of people who like do the thing where they think they're a good person, but they're actually terrible people alive. But they're all narcissistic, plus they're really hurtful, and they don't want to admit it. Like, they know they're not nice. They just want to make sure that the rest of the people around them feel like they're okay. And everyone knows that they're actual assholes and jerks, but like, let's be honest, no one actually cares about those people. They can all rot in hell for all we could care about. And no one would still care. Like, no one would actually care if they were in hell and if they were hurt or anything. You know, those kind of people don't deserve sympathy. But again, I would still help those people if it came around that I needed to help them. So yeah. Hey, maybe I am the problem. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know here. See, if Hex were here, she'd just like straight up scold me. By the way, she's done that enough times for me to know that her reaction will be exactly that. And so I'm hoping she doesn't see this VOD. I don't know if she'll see it or not, but if she does see it, she'll scold me later. It's actually really funny, but Hex has a tendency to scold people a lot. Like, it's really funny, plus really unexpected. You don't expect it out of her, but she does that so much that you kind of get used to it. You're like, I'm kind of looking forward to getting scolded by Hex. I don't do things on purpose that she would scold me for, but like sometimes it slips out, even though I try my best to like restrain myself. And she's gonna scold me for like the next 10 minutes. It's gonna be the funniest thing ever. It's happened so many times on our server that it should be like just like the funniest shit ever. I feel like if you go and search some of the conversations that me and Hex exclusively have her scolding me for something I said, that she's like, huh, Mew, how dare you? Like, it's actually really interesting to see her reaction to some of the stuff I say. Plus, like, she says the same shit. And when I scold her, she's gonna be like, I don't believe you. Oh my god. You know, I love your like info dumps. I love Lorlor's info dumps. They just are so fun to read. It's so fun to know your thoughts about things. Like, I feel like it would be fun to have like a... Oh, you didn't know? No, Discord has a character limit. If you write a lot, like in one message, they'll tell you can't send the whole message because you only have this many characters, which kind of sucks, you know? Because it's actually not that much. Like, when you think about it, 3,000 words or, well, 2,000 words isn't actually that much. And I find it really uncomfortable that I have to keep, like, accommodating Discord. I feel like they should get rid of the character limit because, like, I agree. Like, if you can't, like, not gonna lie, but sometimes they're just not, like, the vibe. You know, sometimes you don't want to read an info dump, and that's completely valid, honestly. Read it when you're okay with reading it. Yeah, catch up later. That's what you should do. That's way better than forcing yourself to read and giving a hard, half-hearted reply. I was going to say hard-hearted reply, and I was going to be like, huh? What is that? That's not even the right word. But yeah, I love Lorlor's info dump. She's so fun. Like, I really feel like we would be such a fun, like, in a podcast. Yeah, I was trying to say we would be fun in a podcast together if we had like multiple people. Like, think Muse podcast, but it's just a bunch of my friends. Which is so nice. I find myself like constantly feeling like what a good idea, because we have some of the funniest conversations I've ever had with anyone. I feel like that should be immortalized, even though it is kind of immortalized on Discord. But still, like, I feel like... Oh, thank you for what? Thank you for what? Of course. Fishy's voice is truly, like, divine. I adore Fishy's voice. I mean, Lorlor, you've heard Fishy's voice, right? Like, oh my god, her voice is just so silky smooth, delicious. I would drink that up in any cup any day. Again, I'm not afraid to say I'm a simp, and I'm gonna keep simping. Life is all about the simp, y'all. Okay, to be fair, the podcast, like, I think it would just be fun to, like, sit and just chat and, like, do whatever and just post it on the internet, because that's all I do. I'm a really lazy person. I'm lazy in the sense I don't want to do any extra work. So, like, whatever we say, if we say something, like, super yabai, then obviously we can cut it out, but, like, generally speaking, we don't actually need to do that, and we can just have fun and chat. Do you want to do a podcast? I don't mind just like making the work, doing the back end work for it, because I have so much time right now. I honestly don't know what I'm doing with my life. That's to say, I know what I'm doing. I have like an actual plan and shit. I just haven't started doing the stuff that is supposed to in my plan. As I've been, I finally felt better about, like, it wasn't that I was feeling bad about not getting in, but, like, I was feeling like, are people gonna look down on me because I didn't get in? And I was like really worried about that for some reason, even though it didn't happen. Like, no one actually cares whether I got in or not. Like, that's to say, obviously the people I care about care, and they were like bad that I didn't get in, but like I also didn't feel that bad, and I was like, I'm completely fine, which I was. I wasn't even lying. I was like, I'm genuinely okay with this. Like, I have had major character development enough to feel like not bad about not getting into something that I thought was important, which it still is. Like, I still want to get in, I still want to go to the college. I just don't think it's gonna make a difference, like in terms of my personal ability. Like, it's not affecting how good I am or how bad I am at something. And I was worried that like people from my other music college were gonna look down on me, but the people I like talk to more frequently didn't actually care at all. Like, they were just like, they were baffled that I didn't get in, and I was baffled as well. I was like, well, I don't know. And I was saying, what if like I get an email saying like, hey, there was something wrong with your admission letter, like, or your rejection letter, and then they just like let me in. And they were like, you know what, it could totally happen. So apparently colleges are all unreliable, but like, okay. Anyways, so the decision has been made that I'm probably gonna go next year. I say probably because you never know what happens, you know. So I don't want to say like, no, I'm definitely gonna go next year, because I really want to go. I know I can go. So, and I'm saying probably because what if I don't get in again, and then I have to decide what to do while I like wait, which is not. It's just not like, it's not like a big deal or anything. I just it's completely fine. I honestly felt so weirdly like okay about not getting in. Like, exactly, it's the correct choice. I just sometimes I get overwhelmed by the thought that people look down on me, which no one actually does. I'm surprised. Like, I feel like my views of the world are so like still based in like what other people think sometimes, and like that's okay, because we all sometimes have to consider what other people think in terms of our own lives. But I'm really glad that I'm doing it less and less, like to the point where like I really did like feel anything except for like, oh, it's like kind of disappointing, but it's okay, I can just try again, can't I, or go to a different college or do something else. Like, I don't know, the world is like my oyster. Why shouldn't I just do whatever I want instead of thinking whether or not people are gonna. Yeah, it's true, I can take it like a break, but it's not like a true break. I haven't even been taking a true break at all, because like I feel like a true break would be doing nothing at all. Like I said, being truly lazy, like doing nothing, just laying in bed all day. But I don't consider anything I do a waste of time, so I feel like that also is conflicting. I don't know why I said that, because like I feel like it's valuable to the conversation, but I don't know where. But yeah, I often would hear people say like, oh, you're wasting your time by reading so much, or you're wasting your time watching this, you're wasting your time being on YouTube. And I was like, well, if it's making me happy, I don't consider it a waste of time. So I don't actually care what people think, you know. I just think it's a pity that they think everything that they do is a waste of time. Because like, if you're gonna treat everything you do, everything you like and enjoy, as like non-productive work, I feel like you're losing out. Because like, productivity isn't actually just doing your work, it's also about enjoying yourself, you know. Like, what you like to do, you should do it, because that's productive. You're giving your body much needed dopamine, you know. Exactly, we're humans. Even machines need rest, you know. They need to be like refueled, relubed, everything, you know. They need to be reset sometimes. So we as humans, we definitely need rest. I feel like nowadays the culture is that, oh, you hustle forever, and if you don't, then you're doing something wrong. And obviously I don't agree with that. Don't do that to yourself. That's a bad idea. You're gonna get burnt out and so tired so fast, you're gonna feel like you're dead in 2 seconds. So don't do that. But like, what I mean is, people consider it's like such a big deal if you like suddenly decide to just, yeah, I used to think like that too, not gonna lie, because of the frequent talks of me being lazy. Oh yeah, or I'll still end up like my keyboard constantly asking for attention for something that they don't deserve. Mr. Keyboard, you've disappointed me. But yeah, these days like people really do end up following that hustle culture. Please don't take it as a joke. If somebody writes a fanfic, I will give them a special tag for it. If you want the tag, write the fanfic. Again, like, I feel like Mimi. Okay, spoiler alert. Because this concerns future lore videos and lore like chapters that I'm gonna be releasing at some point, because I'm waiting for the lore video to be like confirmed, even though we just like confirmed. Like, I'm talking about like some sort of finished product, by the way. Okay, so my keyboard was doing something funky where it was like I don't know why, but it was like, okay, you know what, let's just reconnect the keyboard to see if it's like chilled out a bit. I know, because if it hasn't, I'm not gonna give a shit and I'm just gonna move on with my life, right? But if it has, well, good luck. We can keep writing more poetry. I can't. What in the world? Why isn't it like, why are USBs so finicky? Yeah, it's doing that, you see. I unplugged it again. Did you guys see what it did? So yeah. Yeah, that's what it did. It's okay though. Oh my god. My soda is all flat and one of my monitors keeps blacking out for some reason. I have no idea why, to be fair. But like, whatever the reason, I'm going to be fixing it. Yeah. I don't remember which day it was that I streamed for 3 hours straight, but it was so much fun. I'm really genuinely considering. Okay, this one, spoiler alert for the lore video, but like also spoiler alert for future plans that I might be doing something like a subathon, like a 24-hour stream, maybe like a 48-hour stream. I don't know. I feel like that would be fun. Obviously, appropriate amounts of rest is required. Probably gonna be held on a day where I can actually do stuff like this, and also heavily depends on my physical condition. It's not that I can't push through, I can, but I've been told not to do that because it's not good for my health. And as much as I don't like to listen to people, I genuinely do have to for this, because it's like, you know, quite dangerous. I might end up, no, I'm not gonna end up in the hospital. Do not worry. And nothing in my life is that severe that I'll end up in the hospital for it, unless you talk about my various injuries, which, you know what, I've never actually ended up in the hospital overnight, only for like a brief checkup emergency situation, like, oh, I kind of low-key broke my leg. Not really. It was a hairline fracture and it only happened once. I've never broken my leg or any other part of my body. I'm quite proud of myself for being this safe. I think it's like Blue's autocorrect, where like when she calls out autocorrect, it does her even harder. And that sounds very wrong, but like, you know what I mean. It fucks her over, you know. I don't know why my keyboard is doing that, but it's gonna get changed. I'm sorry, Mr. Keyboard. You're just gonna have to give up now. You know, you have to be better. You're just gonna be replaced. You know, my world has no place if somebody gives me this much trouble. I'm kidding. This is not really a trouble. It's just kind of mildly annoying, and I don't know why it's doing that, and I can't figure it out. That's why I just wanna fix it and move on with my life. Plus, it actually is kind of intrusive. Like, if I want to write poetry, it's gonna keep like, it's gonna keep being abrasive. I don't like that. But yeah, spoiler alert, I was definitely thinking of doing like a subathon, donathon, like type of thing. I don't know what it's going to be called. Probably like just a subathon, because I want to like do a little bit of a longer stream for subscribers. Hopefully, if I get to 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours real quick, then we can get nice emotes. And well, the emotes I've been waiting for forever, and I can earn money. I'm not kidding. Like, obviously, to get the emotes and use the emotes, you probably have to pay some amount of money, which kind of sucks, but yikes. I would like to give it for free, not gonna lie, because I don't mind the idea of just giving it to you guys for free. I don't really know how that would work out. So, I'm confused. Yeah. Just, yeah. I don't really know who'd actually come to watch me if I became like a YouTube partner, you know. I'm genuinely curious. Is the person who joined our Discord today my fan, or are they just some like random VTuber who wanted to interact with another VTuber? I have no idea. Do I know? No, I don't. But am I super active on Discord? Absolutely. I haven't been active the past few weeks, well, days more like, because I was in like a weird like a funk situation. Like I just wanted to like not do anything. I read like 2 books straight. Like they were like a long books as well. I stayed up the whole night because I wasn't able to sleep, but I read a whole book because I couldn't sleep. It was like more than 300 chapters, and every single chapter was quite long as well. But like I read the whole book, and then it was a historical romance, and I was quite entrenched in the drama and the imperial intrigue, you know. That's why today morning I woke up and I was like, I did not wake up. By the way, I didn't even sleep. What am I saying? Woke up. Mew, you're so confusing sometimes. I did not wake up, you guys. I only napped for an hour and a half before my stream. My best friend Ski, because that's her official nickname, she said my streams are like talking to me. Like when she was watching the watch, she was like, it feels like I'm talking to you, just like that. And I'm like, well, that's nice, but do people actually want to just feel like they're talking to me, or do people want to feel like I don't? Yeah, it's true that I also can't watch the content if I don't vibe with the person. I feel like that really depends. Like I was going to watch a video about like, I don't remember what the video was about. I just remember how the person really made me uncomfortable, so I didn't watch it. I do know that I have good vibes, though. Not gonna lie, my vibes are freaking great. So if anyone's coming here, it's for the vibes. Plus, like, I'm definitely going to be making a background, like a custom background music for myself. And like, really, I don't know if I can decide if I like them within the first minute or not. Yeah, I feel like it also like really depends on whether or not like you actually care about the content or you care about the person. Because some people are definitely like, I care about the content, I don't really care about who made it. As long as I can get what I want, I don't care about who gives it. But then there's other people are like, I cannot separate the content with the person. Fingers crossed, I hope it attracts more people. But yeah, I really want to do like a longer stream. I have no idea what Pokemon is, you know? Like I think I've watched Pokemon once in my life for like 5 minutes maybe when I was really young. So I remember nothing. I've never played any of the games. I've never been interested. So I just never did anything about it. I only know that vaguely there's like monster taming situation, and they have like the Rocket League, which has like a brother and sister. I don't know if they're brother and sister, if they're a couple. I've never understood. I don't know how you guys have algorithms that hate you, because my algorithm, okay, well, I want to just talk about how Google has like the most weirdest system. I've never heard of somebody actually going through that much trouble to like bring that much like organization into what they watch. But she has different accounts for different purposes. Like if she wants to just watch like content for this specific thing, she's gonna go into an account that she can tolerate having that specific thing showing up over and over. I don't know how she does that, because I think it's already a pain in the ass managing like 2 or 3 different like Google accounts. So I don't see how you would be able to manage like 7 or 8. I'm in awe of her. I also vibe with her quite hard. Like, I think she's really cool. Like, she's the ideal college student I've ever seen. Like, her portfolio is so packed, full of stuff. I've never met anyone. That is to say, I've known a lot of people in my life. Like, I've met so many people. Okay, like, I'm not talking about accounts that you share with people. I'm talking about she has different accounts for everything. I'm shocked at how meticulous that girl is. She's fantastic. I love her. I'm scared of her though. That kind of dedication is something I don't have. I'm like, I'm gonna use one account for watching YouTube and it's going to be this account. It's just not gonna happen to be any other account. And that's my normal account that I use for everything else. That's because one, I'm lazy. I just really cannot take the trouble of going through and maintaining this much nonsense. I consider nonsense because I feel like it's a waste of my time. But then again, I understand why anyone would want to do that, because it's like such a good system of keeping your stuff organized and out of your head. So you can go to specific accounts for when you want to watch specific things. Get your cravings satisfied, people. You don't have to search like most of the other people do, you know? Yeah, I don't get your algorithm. It's like, okay, another comparison to Blue's autocorrect. I feel like if anyone comes and joins this, they're not gonna understand a single bit because they're just gonna be like, who is Blue's autocorrect? Who is Blue in the first place? I hope Blue can come and join one of my streams one day. That would be fun. But yeah, it's like Blue's autocorrect where someone sometimes fucks her over, but like other times really supports her. Yeah, again, like I don't think it would work for me. I thrive in the controlled chaos. I know exactly what I want to look for most of the time, so I don't actually have to think about it. Most of the time when I go to YouTube, I'm in the mood for just browsing, perusing, and watching whatever pops up. So yeah, organization is not for me, but it is for Guvu, and I respect her for like actually being able to keep up with it, because I cannot. She is who I would want to be in a different life. Not really, but like similar to her. That amount of controlled, organized chaos sounds so fantastic, like a little dopamine kick to my brain, but like I don't think I would be able to stick to it because I just genuinely don't have the energy for that. That is, I mean, like I physically cannot do it because I don't have enough energy for that. But that's to say, Gugu is so amazing. I am impressed by her every single day, and she makes me want to be friends with her, which thankfully I am friends with her. But like, can you imagine if I wasn't? That would be awkward. This would be like a declaration, like it would be like a confession, but worse. Saying you want to be friends with someone is so much scarier than saying you like someone, not gonna lie. Like I feel that, I'm not gonna lie, but like, yeah, I do want to be a rich and lazy second generation. So I'm gonna work hard to make you a rich and lazy second generation. It's okay, you're not mediocre at all. We all have our own amazing parts. Like I can't be Guvu, and I honestly don't want to be Guvu. I don't think I could ever keep up with it, and I don't think her personality and mine would ever be the same. Like with my personality and her organization skills, yes, we'd be unstoppable, but like also we wouldn't be the same people. We would just be so different. We wouldn't be the same. You guys aren't mediocre at all. Lor has a way with words, and Fishy has the voice of a freaking angel. I love Fishy's voice. Again, I'm simping about Fishy's voice. But like also she's really smart and really talented, and I keep hearing about her thesis, and I really want to read it. By the way, yesterday I was just thinking about how much I wanted to read a science paper, like a research paper or something, and it has been the longest time since I have expressed a desire for reading something that I was actually interested in. I stopped for like a few months, and then didn't start it up again because I had no energy to look at anything at all. And now I want to suddenly read a research paper, and I was like, yes, this is what I need. This is what I want. I want to watch a documentary. I want to, yes, do this, do that. I was like suddenly so energized, and it was like the middle of the night, and I was like, I really cannot make this much noise, can I? And I can't, yeah. I basically woke up everybody in the house. I felt bad. But yeah, I feel like I have a lot of fun with you guys. It makes me happy to be doing this. I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have done this at all. That is to say, I'm not like blaming you, but I'm saying it's because I wanted to do stuff for you guys. But like, I'm not sure how much this is for you or for me, but like, I'm gonna be selfish and say this is a little bit for me and mostly for you guys. Science is a devil. Lore, how could you? This is the highest kind of betrayal of structured society. Sciences are God, lore. We have to respect science. I'm kidding. I actually don't really care that much. I just enjoy reading about like really esoteric topics. Honestly, it's not that esoteric. I like reading about quantum physics, a lot of microbiology stuff, and a lot about archaeology and history. I am a bit of a fiend for archaeology and history, not gonna lie. Like, there was a point of time where I would exclusively watch documentaries about various historical stuff. Like, I could still do it, but just that it's not as interesting anymore. Because sometimes they're like quite repetitive and they make no sense. And, like the flow of what they're trying to show you in the documentary itself is like really messed up. So that's why I don't want to watch it, because it's like bad. But it's not that the topic isn't interesting, the way that they put it is bad. So again, it really does depend on whether or not you can vibe with the people who are either narrating or making the thing. But then I recently watched one of my favorite films of all time. It's called Om Shanti Om, okay? It's okay. I think my love for reincarnation novels might have started from this film, because it's a reincarnation film. So this like second like junior actor who's born from like a poorer family falls in love with this super famous actress, and he witnesses her murder, and then he gets murdered by her murderer. And then he gets reborn into like the son of this super famous actor, you know. So now he has all the connections in the industry and everything. So when he finally remembers all of his past life memories, he goes and like wants to, you know, avenge the love that he had. If you guys ever get the chance to watch it, I feel like you guys would enjoy it. There's some great musical numbers as well. Some of my favorite songs are from that film. Thus, I just hold that film so close to my heart. I love that film. The other film that I adore, like, I recently watched it because I was like, I felt like, I don't know, I was like really in the mood to watch that film specifically. And then I did, and I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I think it's like, it's up to you what you like in the history of the history section, you know? I don't know what I like, honestly. I just watch whatever I want to. I'm very willful in that way. Like, I don't actually have something I specifically like. I just like a lot of things. It is interesting. It's a fun movie. Yeah, I agree. Like, history is fun when it's not a huge infodump. Infodumps are hard to like digest if you're not prepared for them. That's why I'm like, I always feel like if you're gonna give an infodump to someone, you should ask. Again, Lorla's already asked, so I don't feel like that counts. Laura's infodumps are always welcome. If I someday stop wanting to have the infodumps, you can assume that I've been replaced with a different Mew. It would be... There was one day where I was trying to test other people if they knew it was me or a different Mew, because I wanted to see if they would be able to realize if it was a different view. And obviously, I gave myself away pretty fast, but yeah, it was fun. That day was also fun. I don't know why I'm sighing so much. I feel like weirdly, and I say weirdly because I don't know why I'm sighing so much. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about the other movie I really like. The other movie, okay. I have a few categories of my favorite films, right? There's like the animated section, and oh my god, okay. If we're really talking about how I can always find new topics to talk about, right? I had a massive like thing of when I was a teenager. I'm still a teenager, by the way. I haven't grown that old. But like when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, there was this point of time where I just needed to talk. But like I had no one to talk to and nothing to talk about, so to speak, like other than my own feelings and like what am I going to say to myself. So I would just go and search for things like random topics. like a little bit from anything I can find and act like I'm having a conversation. And I would do this very consciously, by the way. I've had situations where I have had full on conversations about like whole things, but just with myself. I've had witty replies and funny anecdotes and like the best timing ever, but it never happens when I want it to, only when I'm alone. And that's why I always have things to talk about. Plus, like, I feel like I always feel the need to wait a second. I need to drink water. I've gone too long without taking a sip of water. My throat is dry as the Sahara Desert. As I feel like my wait, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yes, on the topic of I always have something to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, I don't always know what to talk about next. I just put whatever comes in the front of my brain. But that's also on the account of we're good friends. I will tell you my secret. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about, honestly. Even if it's like the same few things, if you keep repeating them, yes, it's a bit repetitive, but you can always find new things to add to what you said before. And I think that's the good thing, you know? Like, even if it's about Mr. Keyboard, I feel like we can act out like a 2-page play about how me and Mr. Keyboard had the most salacious affair, and Mr. Keyboard found me cheating on someone, or something like that. And I could keep going on and on. And that's because, why not? Like, who's stopping me? I know this is gonna be immortalized on the internet. It's not like I can actually take it back, but it's fun. Plus, please don't be jealous of me. I actually don't have that many things that you can be jealous about. I have basically nothing. If you want, I will give you all of my brain to use every time you want. You can always hit me up to ask me what should I talk about next. If I'm good at something, it's understanding people. Unfortunately, it's like the part of self-awareness that I hate is that I know what other people are thinking. It's like very intrusive of me, but like I know vaguely. There have been times where I've met someone like once and been able to like understand what they're thinking and what they're gonna do next, and it's been quite accurate every single time. I'm kind of scared of myself sometimes because of that. But yeah, back to my favorite movies, because I really want to talk about this for some reason. This has turned completely into chatting stream, which I did not expect. Maybe I should have expected it. Last chatting stream I like ranted for like, not really ranted, but I was just talking for like an hour and a half basically. It was quite funny. But yeah, back to my favorite movies. I have a few categories, right? Like, there's like Bollywood movies, there's animated movies, and there's just like movies in general that I love and I could watch again and again. Bollywood movies specifically, there's Om Shanti Om, which I already talked about, that reincarnation one. Then there's Jodha Akbar, which is like a historical, it's like a true story, sort of inspired true story. No one's actually ever confirmed who Jodha is, but Akbar is like a very famous emperor of the Mughal Empire. Big empire in India, right? Like, I love that man. Not like as a man, but like really love the story and like the deeds that he's had. But the movie has one of my favorite actors of my childhood. My favorite childhood actor. Like, I used to really like him when I was young. Now I don't actually care that much about who my favorite actor is. But he did, like, I once started crying while I was watching the movie, even though there was nothing actually sad in the movie. I was just like so happy and excited to watch the movie that I started crying. I also think that day I was just particularly sad and I didn't have an outlet, so I just took the most easiest option and started crying in front of the TV, just bawling, like tears like falling everywhere. And I alarmed my uncle, and he was like, "Are you okay? Like, is there something wrong? Should we know about something?" And I was like, "No, I just really love this film." But I think we've had a movie night where we watched that film before. But it's one of my favorite films. Also has some of the favorites. A few of my favorite songs ever. But it's like a love story. It's a historical love story. I like really like it. But so basically what happens is, right, like, so Mughals they're like the conquerors. They were like quite hated before Akbar came around, and they were quite hated after Akbar left, basically died. Because his son wasn't as good. But so Akbar is like very renowned as a very, very famous, very, very wise emperor. I think okay, I don't really know who to give an example of, but he like had some big tax reforms and helped the poor people out a lot and promoted religious tolerance and whatnot. So people really like to talk about him like crazy. But I love that film because one, the actor oh my god, I love reading angst to feel better. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes read angst just to cry. Like there was a point in time where I used to schedule the time I cry, and it would be like, okay, this night specifically I'm gonna be reading like heartbreaking angst. I'm gonna cry about it the whole time, and it would work fantastically. Bye, Lore, I'm gonna miss you. Bye. Please don't go. Lore. Okay, seriously though, bye. If you have to leave, go. But yeah, so this movie, right? It has all the good tropes I love. It has she says something outrageous. He's like, "Oh my god, you've attracted my attention." Okay, she like basically like she's a Rajput princess. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, but like I adore angst. I really go for angst. If I really am in the mood for something, I will go for angst and have my cake and eat it too. I also think it's just because like I feel like I process emotions way better when I'm reading something sad or like reading something that makes me angry. There was this once, I feel like, I don't know if you were there or not that day, but like there was one day on VC, I was just sitting there reading an angsty book and I was just crying while I was reading it. And it was because I needed to cry, obviously, but like I was doing it very publicly. I was like, listen, I'm reading a book, I'm going to be crying and reacting like in the worst ways possible, so like just be aware. And yeah, it was something, alright. Like I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Like I wasn't even sure why I did that, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I was talking about the movie. Yes. Where was I again? I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah. It's about this emperor who's really famous in India, okay? Like, he's written in the history textbook as a really great, wise emperor. And apparently he had this, like, woman he married as his empress who was the Rajput princess. And usually, you know, what happens is, in this context, they would have an altercation and they have, like, this enmity. And these Rajput princesses and princes and basically Rajput kingdoms, which is, like, Rajput is a word that describes royals in a certain part of India, basically Rajasthan and Gujarat, where they're mostly prevalent. And these people are like quite territorial, and they're very known for being like battle hungry and really like loyal. So it wouldn't make sense for them to sacrifice their princess because they want to avoid a war with somebody, because they want a war. They want to go to war. They want a war. They want to go to war so that they can protect their honor and stuff. But basically what happens is Akbar has a regent, because when he like took the throne, he was really young, so obviously he can't rule. And so he has a regent. The regent's like, well, if you guys don't like surrender, I'm gonna wage war on you. So he wages war. Like the regent wages war on like two of the people who didn't surrender. And the person who is like the female lead's the father is like, well, like your well, there's a lot of drama happening, but like I'm gonna give you like the gist. The very basic gist is like, her father says, well, like we don't have a choice anymore, you have to marry him. She's like, if I have to marry him, I might as well die. And she doesn't die because she obviously marries him. And then what happens is, in the marriage, she asks for like 3 things, which is basically she doesn't want to change her religion, and she doesn't want, like, I don't remember what the 3 things actually are. I just remember she says, I don't want to change my religion. I want a temple of my own inside my own like quarters. And she's basically instated as the empress of what is then known as Hindustan, and now India. So she's instated as the empress, but no one actually respects her, because obviously, like, how are they going to respect someone who doesn't even respect their religion and whatnot? I don't actually care about the drama behind it. I really like the romance, which is why I watched the film over and over again, because I care about the romance, and that romance is so freaking sweet. Yeah, if you're interested, watch it. Trust me, it's worth a watch. It's really, really fun. It's a really nice film, no doubt. Like, the cinematography for that time is really good. It depicts that sort of historical atmosphere also really nicely, so you don't really feel like you're being, like deceived. It feels like it's been actually shot in a historical environment. And the male leader is so cool. Plus, he's one of my favorite actors, and I was like quite thirsty for him back in the day, but not anymore because he's like really old. Not really old, but like just I don't enjoy looking at men that look like that anymore, not gonna lie. Okay, my point still stands. It's one of my favorite films. My favorite animated film is Spirited Away. I can watch that film and will watch that film over and over again because I love it. I adore it. It's one of my favorite films ever. As much as I love House Moving Castle, Spirited Away just hits the spot for me so hard. I'm obsessed with this fanfic called Spirited Away 2, and it's like a continuation of the story with all the tropes that you'd want. It's really good. It's on Wattpad. I'm sorry I'm recommending something on Wattpad, but like it's so good. If anyone wants the link, I will send it. I will find it and I will send it. That's how much I love that fanfic. I watch Spirited Away and then I read the fanfic, and I feel like I've consumed a complete story. That's how well the fanfic fits. By the way, I completely assumed that it was written by somebody who actually knew when I first started, I was aware that it was a fanfic, but I'm treating it as fanon. I'm treating it as fan canon for me. You don't have to, obviously, but I really like it. In the end, I really like Spirited Away too. Anyways, I'm quite obsessed. I'm like a person who reads a lot of fan fiction after I get into a certain fandom. Like, when I watch Voltron, I read a lot of Voltron fan fiction. I feel like I consume more media via fan fiction than like actually watching or reading or like interacting with the media itself, which makes me like feel bad because I'm like, oh no, like I'm not even like actually watching the thing that like this is about. I'm just reading about it from somebody else's thoughts. But if you want to read another good fan fiction, I have a good recommendation, and it's Wang Xian. It has time travel, it has redo, let's live a better life tropes. It's so good. If you want it, I will give it to you. What is it about? It's a surprise. Is it completed? No. Is it really, really good? Yes. I adore it. It has made my day. It has made my life. I'm obsessed with Wang Xian fanfic right now. It's like one of my favorite couples ever. I can't stop talking about it because I've read so much fanfic, and it should be a crime how much fanfic I've read. At this point, I haven't even consumed the actual media fully itself, but I've read so much fanfic, I practically know it by heart. What's good? Wang Xian. Fight me on that. I really love that couple. What have I read other than this? What have I watched recently? I was trying to find a K-drama to watch, but like I didn't find anything. But I love Hospital Playlist. It's like one of my comfort K-dramas. My only comfort K-drama. I really think it's a good like comfort drama, comfort show to watch. Like it's so peaceful. It's so nice. It's so like slice of life. It makes me happy. It makes me like hopeful for life. I watch it when I feel really annoyed or like really like in a mood for something really cozy. It's nice with like a hot cup of tea or like a hot cup of hot chocolate. You're just drinking the hot chocolate and you're watching this really nice show and you're like, I'm so happy. Coming back to my point of I was trying to find K-dramas to watch. I cannot find a single thing that I was satisfied by. I was just like, what am I looking for anymore? Like I want to like either watch an anime or a K-drama because that's what I was trying to find, but I couldn't find anything I was satisfied by. But you know what I did find? Dr. Stone has a season 2 that's come out. You see? Oh my god, Fishy. It's okay, I don't blame you. They're not for everyone, but they're definitely for me. I enjoy the drama of it and the whole fantasy aspect. But you don't have to watch them, honestly. It's like not like it's compulsory, you know? Oh my god, Goblin, fantastic. Goblin is a really good K-drama. I really enjoyed every single comedy. Like, the gags were so good. I was actually surprised at how well written and how well placed the gags were. Because not every single drama has gags that well. If you want another funny K-drama, Her Private Life, fantastic. It's hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing when I watched it. I wanted to rewatch it for the longest time. I can't because I find myself sometimes turned off by the idea of rewatching something. Oh my god. My nose is so blocked. Oh my god. But yeah, sometimes I find myself like a little bit turned off by the idea of rewatching something. But yes, the bromance in it, fantastic. I'm briefly considered watching a BL drama, but I just couldn't. It was not my cup of tea. It just did not look fun. Not gonna lie, I wanted to because I was really interested and it looked really fun. But it also looked boring. I watched like a clip of it and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cute, but like also I'm not really feeling the spark I feel with something I want to watch or something I want to interact with. But if you want to watch a funny K-drama, you can watch Her Private Life, What's Happened to Secretary Kim. Those two are really good. Like, I find myself laughing to death when I watch them. Strong Woman Do Bong Soon, fantastic. Suspicious Partner, fantastic. These are K-dramas I watched with, like, I really love. Suspicious Partner I watched with Ski. And Do Bong Soon was my favorite. Strong Woman Do Bong Soon was my first K-drama. So, oh my god, yes, it is such. Do you know that that's the second season coming out? It's not the same male leads, not the same actors, not the same leads, but it's a continuation of sort of continuation of the story. I'm kind of really excited about it. I want to watch it. You did? I did not. I did not ship the FL with the second ML. I'm sorry. I just did not feel a connection between them. She was the only one who was in love with him basically, and he was not in love with her. She was kind of forced to act as someone who she isn't. I always feel like those kind of relationships are not reliable. If you feel like you're being someone who you aren't actually for someone else, it's just not gonna happen. It's not a good time, you know. But yeah. What is another good K-drama? You can watch I Am Not a Robot. That's also funny. It's just not. I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea, honestly. There's some parts that don't make quite very much sense. I really like W, 2 Worlds Apart. It's a really good K-drama, not gonna lie. But I don't recommend it to everyone because I don't think it's everyone's palette. Not everyone's gonna enjoy it. It's not particularly funny or anything. I just really like the actor Lee Jong-suk. Did I just mess up his name? He's one of my favorite actors ever. I think he's really good. I also think he's really hot. That's why I think he's really hot. Oh. It's okay. You don't actually have to watch them. Just listen to me talk about them. That's enough, you know. As long as you vaguely know the plot, it doesn't really matter if you know everything else or not. Because no one actually remembers every single detail. They just... What is Sky Castle? Do you mean Sky Castle, the Miyazaki film, or is there a Sky Castle K-drama that I've never heard about? Because I have no idea what that is. Again, if it's the Miyazaki film, then yes, I know. And I've watched it and it's a really good film, honestly. Oh, okay, I've never heard of that K-drama. Unfortunately, that sucks. Maybe I should go and search it up right now. Later, though. Not right now. I'm streaming. I gotta be loyal. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look it up, honestly. If it tickles my pickles, I will watch it. I love how I said tickles my pickles as if I have a pickle, but I don't have a pickle. But yes, my non-existent pickle, yes. Recently, I've really wanted to watch a lot of the anime I've been waiting for, quite in love with watching the anime, but I haven't been able to find where exactly I should watch them, so I've been putting it off. But then I'm oh my god, if I don't watch it already, I'm never gonna be able to watch it, you know, But yeah. I don't know. I think I have a lot of fun just watching things and enjoying things, and I feel like it would be a lot of fun to just talk about those things specifically and do proper reviews and stuff. I'm definitely gonna do that at some point soon, maybe once I get... I thought she was already done marathoning One Piece. Honestly, I can't actually watch it. I don't find myself enjoying watching that many long. I don't find myself enjoying the thought of like watching that much of a show. Plus, it's really long. I don't know if she's done or not, but I remember like her saying, "I think I'm done," or like she said she's taking a break. I don't know because it's like exams right now. I don't want to actually disturb her. She's like quite busy. I felt bad for interrupting her sleep as well. I felt so bad. Oh my god. I forget that she doesn't like to like listen to what people say. So like when I said no, you should go to sleep, she was like, nope, I'm not gonna go to sleep now. I don't know how she's done, honestly. Like I don't even know if she's done or not, but I remember her saying that I finished it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong though. If she's done, that would be like so good. Yeah, but she was marathoning One Piece and she's quite successful at it as well, I think. But yeah, I haven't even watched Naruto, by the way. I know that's like a classic anime everyone must watch, but I just can't watch it. I think it's kind of cringe. I don't want to watch it. If there's an anime I really like, okay, I like Kami-sama Case. Okay, that one's a classic. Kaichawa Maid-sama, yes, that is one of my favorites. I downloaded all the episodes. I have them on a hard drive. I am going to watch them all over again if I feel like it, because I've done it already like 2 or 3 times. I don't know if you watched Kiss Him Not Me, but that one's also good. And Romantic Killer that came out on Netflix recently was also really good. Really, really, really well done. I really enjoyed watching it. It was unexpected how good it was. What else? Kaguya-sama, yes. Kaguya-sama, yes. Fruits Basket, yes. Dr. Stone, 2nd season just came out. It's been like a few days since I saw that it came out, and the first 3 episodes on Netflix are out. I've been watching it on Netflix because I have the Netflix, right? So I have the Netflix, like it's a disease. But yeah, I have Netflix. Well, we have Netflix. My family has Netflix. Oh yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. I haven't even watched the film yet. I really want to watch the film before I watch season 2. I'm so ready. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen on like several people saying you should really watch it. One of them was a friend I made in a movie theater randomly. And she was like, you should definitely watch Jujutsu Kaisen. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. Never watched it when she said it, and then watched it a few like months later. And then I was like, oh my god, it's so good. Gojo's hot. And I've been a fan since. Cause this is story time related to Gojo. From last year in December when I was in Singapore with Sol and Susu. I was at the con, right? Like I was at the convention, and there were like a group of like people who were chatting behind us while we were in line for a booth, and they were talking about like a Gojo shrine or something, and I was like, oh my god, like I would totally spend money on a Gojo shrine, like that man's hot. And then I interjected into the conversation so smoothly. Suzu pulls me aside later, and she's like, oh my god, you're just so like you're so good at this. And I was like, well, baby, learn it too, because it's quite. You like Junpei? Oh, he was cute, but like I wasn't a big fan of him. He just felt kind of like fishy and sussy to me, you know? Not fishy, but sus. Like, I'm sorry. He didn't feel like you. He just felt like suspicious. Cheeky wa. You know? I really want to talk about how the Barbie film is coming out in July. I'm so excited. Like, I have been waiting for this for so long. I cannot even. I saw the teaser and I was just like out of my mind, like ready to start crying and stuff, because I was like, yes. The Barbie trailer, yes. Everything about it, yes. Thank you, Greta Gerwig, for doing us all a favor by making Barbie the biggest star of this century. But yeah, if you can't understand, I'm a big Barbie fan, like such a big Barbie fan. I adore Barbie. I used to have like a whole ass Barbie collection. It was given away to my cousin sisters recently. I was really annoyed about it, and I told my mom I don't actually want to give my Barbies to my cousin sister because they don't the worst thing is they don't even play with it. They're probably gonna like lose it, break it, like I don't know what they're gonna do. I just think it sucks that they took my things. I'm quite like possessive, but more than that, I'm quite like annoyed about people touching my things without asking me. I'm a big thing about privacy and not touching other people's things. I can't stand it when people touch my things without asking me, because I also have like self-diagnosed mild mysophobia. I really can't stand it. Like if I see something dirty and I feel like something that they touched is dirty and they touched my stuff, I'm gonna like throw it away. Not even lie, I've done that multiple times in my life, and my mom has just had to accept it because I refuse to use those things. Like there was this one time that this kid came over, some like my mom's friends kids or some, I don't know, some guest kid, and they touched my stuff and I just couldn't take it. I was just like, I can't use this anymore, please get rid of it. Like it wasn't a lot of stuff, it was just like surface level, like a notebook or a pen or two, and I was just like, I don't touch it, I can't touch it, it's just disgusting. I have a big thing with like, don't touch my stuff, I don't touch your stuff, like let's not contaminate our own areas. Like if it's someone I'm close with, like my sister, I'm okay with her touching my stuff because I know she's not gonna do it without asking me. Like even when she uses my PC, she's gonna be like, I'm using your PC, can I? And then she uses it. So I'm like okay with giving permission and then you touching it. But like, oh my god, if somebody touches it without my permission, like I have like an inside mental fit. I don't throw a tantrum or anything. I'm definitely way too old for tantrums, but it's more like I am going to get rid of it by hook or by crook because I just cannot stand it. Like I physically cannot stand it. I cringe, I feel pain, I feel nauseous when I'm near it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be like that, but like now it's happened, now I can't undo it. Last thing is related to childhood trauma, so it doesn't matter because I can't undo it. What happened to my voice suddenly? Wow. Do you guys think I talk very fast? Fishy, do you think I talk really fast? Because I sometimes think I talk so fast that people can't understand me. I feel bad because I don't want to actually do that. It makes me feel like, oh no, I made a mistake. But yes, sometimes, okay, I will try and be a little bit slower, but my brain works really fast. My mouth is trying hard to catch up. So yeah, that also means I have to think slower, and that is a challenge. Is it though? I mean, it really is. Oh, Fishy, you're so nice. Fishy, you're so nice. If you weren't married to Laurel already, I would marry you. Am I inciting you to cheat on Laurel right now? Is this? Oh shit. Oops. Please don't spread this on the server. I feel like I'll get a bad reputation. I'm kidding. You can tell anyone you want. But yeah. Right. I have a stream tomorrow as well, which is a singing stream. I haven't done one I didn't do one last week because I was sick, which I was sick. I mean, like I was actually sick. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'll sing 15 songs to make up for missing a stream. I felt really bad. I basically fell asleep and woke up so late. It was like already like way too late for me to like decide, okay, I can sing now, but I feel bad because like some of the people, okay, 15 songs is not a lot. Okay, to be fair, it's really not a lot. "15 songs isn't a lot." Sorry, I was really silent right now because I was drinking water. But 15 songs isn't a lot, especially since I'm going to be stopping in between each song. It's going to be a longer stream as well. I don't know. I feel like a bit bad for all the people who are basically on the opposite side of the planet and they can't attend my streams because it's like really early in the morning or really late at night for them. And I feel like if you're waking up that early in the morning to watch me, I'd rather you sleep because sleep is way more important than watching me stream. Trust me. And it's okay. Like, I don't even mind just streaming with no one watching, honestly. It really isn't that bad. again, like, there's really definitely not much interaction, but it's not like it's impossible to stream with no one no one talking. And growth is like not like fast in this case, but still pretty fast. I have a decent amount of subscribers for the fact that it's only been like half a month. Wait, oh my god, today's the 1 month anniversary of me streaming. It's 14th April. Oh my god. Okay. Did not expect that. I forgot about it, honestly. I thought I was gonna plan something special and then it just came around and I forgot about it. Sorry. I feel bad. Yikes. I don't know what to do now. How do I celebrate my first stream anniversary, first month of streaming? What do you do to celebrate that? Thank you. Really appreciate it. I really, really do. You know what? The celebration stream for this is going to be postponed to when I actually get a live 2D model, whether it's Cat Mew or Mew in her actuality. We don't know yet, but yeah. We're just gonna wait for me to get a live 2D model, then I can actually show off my expressions and stuff. I'm quite excited about that. I can't believe I forgot my 1 month streaming anniversary. Oh my god, I'm so unreliable. That's not true. It's really just slipped my mind. I didn't even realize today was the 14th until I actually looked at the date right now. Okay. You know what? I will do I will post some of the fan art we have on the Discord on Twitter and say it's for my 1 month. My fans made it for me. Guys are too nice to me. I really don't feel like I deserve it sometimes. It's really weird because obviously you guys wouldn't support someone who was constantly self-abasing, but then again, I have the tendency to put myself down if I feel like I've got too inflated in terms of ego. But I basically have no self-esteem at all, okay? It's very hard for me to believe that I have the capability to do something other than the fact that, okay, I'll believe if I'm capable and I actually have some sort of merit for that capability, and it's oh yeah, I know I'm good at music, so yes, I'm definitely good at music. Maybe not as good as I want to be, but there's always ways to improve. But for something that I may be good at, but I don't believe I'm good at, I'm gonna keep saying I'm not good at it. Obviously that's a bad thing to say. Don't do that, because that keeps affirming in your brain that you're always going to be bad at it. You should be saying I'm quite good, I'm improving. Make sure that you encourage yourself. I'm trying my best to do that as well. How is life this I can't find the word for it, but yeah. And I feel like reciting poetry suddenly. So I will recite one of my favorite poems, which is Desiderata. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but it's a big poem. Okay, how should I say it? It's a big deal. So this poem I studied in 9th and 10th grade when it was my English textbook, and you have to study 10 pieces of poetry and 10 pieces of prose. So this is part of the 10 pieces of poetry. And my English teacher at that time, again, the English teacher I adore, she said this is one of her favorite poems. She was just talking about a specific line, but I actually really like the whole poem because it really talks about how people should live life. Or it's just talking about you can have your own creed, you can have your own people, you can have your own thoughts, and you should have your own thoughts, and you should make informed decisions, basically. Okay, so the poem is called Desiderata, and it's by Max Oherman, and it starts like this: go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly.
and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourselves with others, you may become vain and bitter, for there will always be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially, do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in the sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. I started rushing in the end, but the line that she was talking about was this line: with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. And I feel like that really makes sense. Sometime at some point I should read like just reading out poetry, because I feel like I do it really well. But yeah, this is also one of my favorite poems, and I think I like it that much because it is so, how should I say it, it's really makes sense. It's telling you like life isn't meant to be sad, and that yes, you'll be sad, but then again, like without sadness, can there ever be happiness? No. So like, live well and prosper, and live your life happily. I can show you guys some of the poetry I've written for the lore. Actually, if you guys look at it, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, just don't be overwhelmed. There's a lot of lore chapters as well. But yeah, you guys can pick one. There's like, right now there's wait, how many poems? 6 poems, I think. Yes, there's like 6 poems, and basically they're like from the prologue all the way to every single chapter will have a poem in the beginning, because I like writing poetry. So I end up writing a lot of it, and I decided I was gonna use some of it for the lore, which by the way is like basically a novella at this point. Like I tried my best to make it so that the lore was shorter, but it just wasn't working out because it didn't have all the detail and attention to like the intention that I wanted. So I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm gonna be unconventional and make it a novel. Which was quite like ingenious of me. I'm still gonna have a lore video and whatnot, but it's gonna be cut into like a few parts. Plus, like I just think it's like way better to have a lore like this extra expression lore, and then you have lore that you can just watch and be like, I'm okay with knowing just this much. But then again, you get extra credits for knowing all the other background stuff. Plus, like, I wrote them, like, really short so that it was easy to read and not that annoying. But yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna choose this one. It's from the first one. I think this one is the best one I can read, honestly. Not gonna lie. This one is a good one. It's called Musings of a Mew. Obviously by Mew. And it goes like this. Quiet colors bleeding through, few for me, few for you. One too many, I am still confused. If this is it true? Memories that feel like dreams, making sure it's reality. Care for me. Do you care for me? Steps and paces bleeding through, fast and slow, can't continue. This race against myself, must I win, even if I lose? Today's sun shines still and bright, the moon clear in the sky. The stars are pointing towards my side. That's how we know fate is designed to make you smile. This trophy, mine, together we shine. Hearts that burn bright, eyes that look up high. A labyrinth of hazy dreams, of memories that scream. Pain and love and heartbreaks too. Can life be this simple? Is it for you? Questions I never asked. Answers that simply move past. My face, reflected in 1,000 mirrors, each slightly different from the last. If this is it, if this is true, if this is my destiny to swear unto, all that I've loved, all that I lost, all that made me smile, all that made me rot, all the colors of this heart leaking through can't come apart. Slowly I stop in a wondrous scene. If this is life, this is it for me. This is what I wrote, by the way. Also, it was like completely unprovoked writing. Well, provoked more like. But like this is all the spoiler I'm willing to give. But it's a very good like example of what is to come. Like this is like, I feel like it's a really good like sum up of what, you know, Mew goes through to feel better, to feel human. I like it a lot. I'm really proud of this one. I know it's a little bit unconventional. It's a little bit unconventional, but I think it really makes sense for the context that it is set in. And I feel like once you start reading the poetry itself is more like lore continuations. So if you read the poetry, they're not always set in a way that you would understand, but they're like really important to the whole atmosphere. So if you skip the poetry, you're losing out. You're not gonna have as much fun. You're not gonna have as much context. You're not gonna have as much like feeling and emotion. I can't wait to release the lore, actually. I'm really excited about it. I haven't even finished writing the whole thing. Obviously everything is in my head, but like I haven't actually finished writing the whole thing completely. Like I've written quite a bit of it, and there's like only like 4 chapters or so left, because I'm not gonna write that much. Like it's gonna be like an actual novella, like very short, very sweet. Like I just wanna give you like an accurate start to the journey that I'm trying to show. And if that means I must write like basically a half a novel, or not even half a novel, honestly, like a quarter of a novel, baby, I will do it. I don't actually mind. I quite enjoy writing poetry, so I find myself really excited by this, and I think this is the only amount of how should I say, the only amount of spoilers I'm willing to give for like the prologue. I can give spoilers, but you guys know I don't want to give spoilers for anything else as of now. I'm really excited to release it, and hopefully it's gonna be really, really soon, because I really want to release it. I really, really do. I'm also eagerly awaiting the day when I can show this to you guys like properly, like with an actual like purpose, and not just like, oh, it's gonna be this and that. It's quite exciting for me to be able to do all of this extra stuff in the background. I don't actually have to do any of this. I haven't seen any other person do all of this extra stuff in the background, but then I'm really excited for it, because I think it's just so, yes, you know. But yeah, I have a lot of fun doing this stuff. I enjoy it. I think that's it for today. My throat is literally crying out, saying, can you shut up at this point? So that's it for today, you guys. But seriously, I love doing this, and I adore the fact that you guys come and support me that much. I'm really, really thankful, and I can't even explain how much I feel like blessed to be able to do something like this. And so I'm really thankful, I'm really grateful, and I'm really, really, really happy that you guys come and support me, even when you don't have to. So thank you very much, and I love you, and bye bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.